The Major has 3 phases. The qualifications phase, which includes both the RMR qualifiers and the RMRs, a playoff phase consisting of challengers and legends, and a finals phase called champions. The RMRs take place in April and are played offline in each respective region. The European and Americas RMRs are a Swiss format, with the Asian RMR played in a double elimination format. Initial matches are best of 1, while all elimination and qualification matches are best of 3. The Asian RMR is an 8-team tournament with 2 teams advancing to challengers. The American RMR is a 16-team tournament with 4 teams advancing to challengers and 1 team advancing to legends. The European RMR is split into 2 16-team tournaments, European RMR A and European RMR B. From A, 4 teams advance to challengers and 4 teams advance to legends. From B, 5 teams advance to challengers and 3 teams advance to legends. 1 further team advances to the challenger stage from a last chance playoff. Stay tuned to see who will advance from the RMRs to the playoffs phase in Paris. Find the full format explainer, along with schedules, team info, articles, and the best live viewing experience of the Blast TV Paris Major on blast.tv/major.
Good morning, ladies and gents, boys and girls, and welcome to the final day of the Blast TV Major Paris RMRs in Europe and in the world. They're all done and dusted after this one, and we've got 3 fantastic best of 3s to decide the final 2 teams going through both to the Legends and the Challengers. Oh, and there's an extra Challenger spot available as well for the LCQ games over on the other stream, but we've got some bangers coming up for you in a few short moments. My name is Cody Cast, joining me is the lovely Anders. God, it's been a good 2 weeks.
It has been really impressive. It's been, I think, more emotional than I was expecting.
For sure.
What a good time.
Yeah, it's been brilliant, and I'm glad you kind of touched on the emotional side of things. Have a look at what how everything panned out yesterday.
Yes.
God, it was a kind of a quick day for us. 2-0s across the board, and only Big breaking that right-hand side buff.
Yeah, some really interesting results here. I mean, maybe going a little bit more according to plan. I think the ENCE and Cloud9 one, probably the really huge upset, especially on that second map of Vertigo, where ENCE just found an enormous amount of strength. Nerds just playing out of his mind. It's a really, really interesting game. ENCE are qualified, Cloud9 still fighting, and that's going to be, I think, one of the big storylines for the day. No question about it. You see ENCE winning here at the end. Diha, I think this is probably one of the best little bits of video that I've seen so far during the RMR.
That's so
like,
nice,
I could watch that in slow motion when he stands up. This is a winning shot, by the way. They didn't lose, even though you could be forgiven if you're mistaken. Look at the emotions here. That's how much it means.
Look at Nerds as well. God, everyone was just full of elation. It wasn't just positive vibes yesterday, though. There was many, many sad ones. But yeah, I mean, look at Nerds right now. It looks like
he's won.
He's lost, but no, he's qualified.
And on the other side, obviously...
Yeah, for Falcons, wasn't the same thing, right?
Not quite, right? Kenny, obviously a legend of the game. And I mean, I think they've been working really, really hard. MBK was tweeting about it as well, talking about, you know, how much work they put in over the last 6 months and all the rest of it. And this is I mean, probably very hard from an outsider's view to understand what it feels like to put in that much work over such a long time and then almost make it, but not quite. Really crazy stuff. Big on the other side of things, they obviously beat Falcons, and they're going to continue to fight in the last chance qualifier to try and see if they can make their way through.
Yeah, they are, but it wasn't all smiles over on their side of things either. Of course, we see that kind of now iconic Keto interview where he was super upset about things. And you see Cloud9 on the screen as well, along with FaZe, some better days for them. But of course, they are still inside of the LCQs. Those 3 teams,
yeah, and only
one of them making it to the major.
Only one can make it, and it's hard. I mean, obviously, this is why this day is really crazy, because there are going to be some heartbreaking losses happening there, and only one of them will be celebrating at the end. And that's, I mean, I think people have really experienced this more than in any other RMR ever. I don't know if it's because there are so many new teams here that we don't normally see the RMRs, or if it's because it's the kind of the last CSGO major. One way or another, it has been super emotional, and that's part of the joy, I think, of watching it. So yeah, this is what
why
the
we love Counter-Strike, right?
It is exactly what we enjoy. This is what the Challengers playoff look like currently. Of course, we need some more teams to be fitted in there eventually.
Yeah, we do. Final 2 games for that Challenger playoff. Big versus Cloud9 going to be kicking off over on the A stream in the next 10-15 minutes. Winner of that one, they will go up against FaZe for that final spot in Challengers. Challengers, there's a world in which Cloud9 and FaZe are playing out for RMR Lifeline, and that's it. These 2 teams have been on top all year. Of course, the Pro League finalists, these 2 teams, you put on a stellar performance there, and now they're playing for their tournament lifeline before they've even got to Paris.
Probably not many people would have expected it.
No, not at all.
But it is where we are anyway. Quite exciting, you know, headline. I think no matter how this turns out, if Cloud9 don't win this first match, that's going to be a crazy storyline. And obviously, if FaZe don't win the last one, that's probably going to be even crazier. So we do have the Legends playoffs as well over at the B side. So yeah, Monte Vitality to decide who gets to advance to the Legends stage and who gets to go to the Challenger stage. They're both going to qualify for the major either way, but it does make a massive difference. You get to skip a whole stage of the major. I have no doubt that Vitality would love that time to prep. And I mean, it's just kind of like a crazy headline, no matter how this plays out for Monte, right? The fact that they've made their way this deep is just amazing to begin with.
No, it's absolutely insane. Look on your screen right now, you're going to see the Legends teams that are already there. Heroic, Na'Vi, Furia, Fnatic, Bad News Eagles, Into the Breach, 9 and 1 between Monte and Vitality. If wondering at the bottom of it, why does it say Challengers? Well, that's because the Challenger teams battle it out inside of their phase to begin with, and then they move on to the Legends, the top 8 teams. This is the schedule for today. As we mentioned, that big Cloud9 game over on the A stream, Monte versus Vitality coming up over here in a few moments' time. And then that final best of 3 of the day will either be Big on Cloud9 versus FaZe.
Yes.
A lot on the line for everyone here, of course. I suppose a little bit less for Monte and Vitality because they are both there, but they are going to both want to be in that Legends spot. They're both going to play like this is their tournament lifeline on the line because they don't want to go down to Challengers and be bested in more BO3s that they have to play.
Yeah, it's that Challenger state is really rough as well. So I've no doubt you just want to make your way through. This is the lineup for Monte. Boros, probably the standout player. Not probably, definitely is. You look at the ridiculous rating that he's dropped here. But I think the really encouraging part is that he's not necessarily alone. Demq's from the player well. They got SDY with all the experience, and I've definitely seen Waro2k drop some good AWP shots as well. We do have an interview with Boros ready, as a matter of fact. So let's hear what he had to say.
Good morning, Boros. Thanks for joining me for the interview. You've had a day or so now to reflect on qualifying for the major. You got those goals refocused on making the Legend stage now?
Yeah, our goal now is to qualify to the Legend stage, and we are playing against a really good team, but we'll try our best to win them and go to the Legend stage and skip the Challenger stage.
Obviously coming in as an underdog side overall in the RMR and now into the major as well. Getting to the Legend stage would absolutely increase those chances to get into the playoff stage of the tournament. Going up against Vitality, we've seen them look scary against G2 yesterday. What are your thoughts on your opponent today?
I think, yeah, they're really scary, but we'll do our best, and I think we can win them. We can prove that we can win these teams.
Now we see yesterday and multiple days in this tournament so far, you don't really care who you're going up against. It seems like you're always going to push those numbers, get up to the 30 numbers. What do you think of Vitality today? You think you're going to get those same numbers against them?
I think, yeah, I'm really confident going in this game, and I will do my best, and I think I will destroy them.
What makes you think that? Have you seen something in Vitality's gameplay you think you can exploit?
No, but we have like good preparation for the game, and I think I will do good in this game.
Well, it's been great to see your performance in this competition. I hope it continues into today. Good luck.
What a fantastic amount of confidence. I will destroy them. I love it. How can you not love Boros at this point in time? Now, he's going to be playing Vitality. Destroying these people will not be easy. You've got the best player in the world playing on this lineup. So it's a big claim, but I look forward to it.
No, it's going to be an absolutely insane one. I mean, coming into this, if we look purely at the numbers, he's got a higher rating than all the players, including Mr. MVP. Yeah, Zywoo, he's not been a slouch at all throughout this event, has he? And that surprises absolutely nobody. But of course, he's not the only person who we've got our eyes on this Vitality roster. dupreeh joined us for an interview to give us his thoughts going into this one.
Good morning, dupreeh. Crazy strong game for you guys yesterday versus G2. That's got to make you feel pretty confident coming into today.
Yeah, it was a good win yesterday, and we set ourselves up for the match against Monte today, where we are fighting for the legend spot. So everyone is happy in the team, and we're just here to hopefully finish the job. But we know that we cannot underestimate anyone, and we're here to just do our best. And no matter who the opponent is, we have to fight for it.
Yesterday, the individual level looked crazy high. Was there sort of a feeling of the pressure being off because you've qualified for the major? Obviously, the legend stage is still available, but that initial pressure of confirming your spot, did that lift the pressure a bit and let you play a bit more free?
I mean, both yes and no, because I mean every team here wants to qualify for the major. It's like the main goal for everyone coming here. And then if you make legends in the first part without having to actually play games afterwards to qualify, I mean that is like the goal for everyone. I think we reminded ourselves yesterday that we were satisfied, but we still wanted to make legends, so we still had some job to do. So I think that the most important thing that we focused on yesterday was that we go up against a team like G2. It's probably, and at least on paper, the best opposition we've gone up against in the tournament so far. And if we want to make ourselves look good at the major and want to have a shot at winning the major, we also need to beat teams like G2. So I think that was like what was on our mind, that we need to beat these guys. And yeah, it paid off.
Obviously, making the legend stage today means you don't have to go to the challenger stage. You have that extra week as well to prepare. The challenger stage is going to have some pretty spicy teams in there, so definitely helping your chances to make those playoffs, right?
For sure. I mean, last time in Rio, we played the challenger stage. It was very exhausting. We spent a lot of time playing it, obviously preparing, and whenever we finished 3-2 and made it into the championship stage, or whatever it's called, legend stage, eventually we just found ourselves really exhausted because we used a lot of our energy. So fighting today and winning today would make us very happy that we had to skip one part of the stages, and then obviously also have some more time to prepare and be ready. So I think today is there's a lot on stake today, at least.
Well, thank you very much. Good luck in your game.
While all of these players do love a bit of counter, not being able to play it for a week, getting your eyes on the competition and that extra week of preparation is always great. So yes, certainly a lot to play for coming into this best of three. Bottom of your screen, you saw the three maps: Nuke, Mirage, Overpass. We'll touch on those after this short break. Make sure you don't go anywhere.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are soon ready with the game. It is going to be an exciting one to decide another Challenger stage and obviously another Legends team. We've got some pick'ems as well. A lot of faith in Cloud9. Jackie always going against the grain. You have to appreciate it. Also, for Vitality in this particular matchup here, we've got a couple of people that have gone the way of Monte, you coding being one of them.
Yes, I believe in boros supremacy. It's certainly going to be a difficult game, there's no question about that one, but the way that these 5 players have been performing, the fact that they were able to get through to this point, and they came in as the highest seed coming into this as well, I mean, I've got a little bit of faith in them, let's put it that way. The odds over on Unicorn, though, they are still favouring Vitality, and honestly, that makes perfect sense. It's one of the best teams in the world right now. Monte, this is certainly going to be an uphill battle, especially considering first map is Nuke.
I love it. Nuke is my favorite map, so I'm happy to start out this way. I've no doubt it's going to be an interesting game, and even if they are secured, I'm pretty sure they still feel really fired up. I saw them this morning, both teams. They do look really focused. I don't think they're just going to be walking into this thinking, oh, it's going to be a little bit of Counter-Strike, we'll have a good time. I think both teams want to win desperately to make it as deep into the major as you can right off the bat. So let's just get it on with here. It's Monte. They're going to be starting on the CT side with Vitality on the T side.
Do like this buy up here from Crystal. Julie's almost certainly going to be popping himself on top of Hut, just see what he can find. We know that this super tight angle opens up so many opportunities for kind of off-meta weapons. I say that. I don't think the Julies are off-meta anymore, the amount of teams going to be committing into them round after round.
Yeah, they've been proven now, especially just, I mean, the number of bullets there and that medium to short range, it's really, really impressive. Warrow's going to be out here waiting for Saiwu, who is kind of sidestepping into the yard, not even checking it. He had a moment, maybe, where they could have turned it around. And nice crash not going to fall off the hut right into Magisk. And he's going to continue. Demq goes down. The headshots are looking good right now for Magisk. And boros and SDY currently in a tough position to try and get back into the round. The bomb is going to be planted in a second, and boros, there is the first headshot that he needed. More might be coming if they face him. You've got to be really careful about this guy's mechanics. We've said it many times. He's looking for more. Oh my God! He stole away another kill. He found dupreeh in the back, and he's going to get it. And at the end, boros is here.
What a statement piece that was. Hello, he's warm, he's awake, he doesn't care how early it is that he's in the server. He had no right in winning that round, but the mechanical skill that you mentioned, Anders, coming out in droves. Look at all of these taps from this young player. Headshot after headshot.
He's not allowed to laugh after he does that. He's just laughing at the game. So stupid. I swear he had more bullets than anybody expected in that moment. He just kept... He didn't reload the whole way through. It's crazy. Well, that is... if you haven't seen any boros games yet, then welcome to the show. There's probably going to be a lot more of this.
Very much so. Going to be a force buy here, though, from Vitality. Committing pretty damn big. AKs on 2, Zyru and Sphinx. They're basically on a full buy, these two. Everyone else going to be with pistols surrounding it, looking to make their own boros play. Picked up 4 kills in that first round. It's actually absurd.
Yeah, it really is. And I mean, again, it's a little bit early here in Europe, but obviously, if you weren't woken up already, if you're any other players inside of the server and you felt like you were a little bit sleepy to begin with, that kind of play on both sides will make everyone wide awake.
Yeah, that's a shot of adrenaline for sure.
No question about it. Awkward smoke right there. I doubt it's meant to bounce that way. It leaves a pretty huge gap on the one side, but I think Sphinx is equally wondering, why is there a gap? I wonder if someone's going to be peeking, so maybe it actually does work.
The mind game's coming into play in round number 2 already, right?
Yeah, it can actually at a high level be difficult to tell the difference between a failed smoke and a smoke that's sort of meant to bait somebody in or that intentionally leaves a gap for somebody to play around, but I think that was a mistake.
I think you might be right. boros not looking to make any further mistakes, though, as he hits this swing. Not going to be able to connect the shots the way that we saw in that first round. Warrow does open us up, though, by taking down Sphinx.
Yeah, it's a very not boros-like spray that we wanted to see there. SDY, though, in a pretty good position. Oh, and actually, I don't think Magisk even knew. A little bit of maybe a miscomm from dupreeh and Magisk there. Nobody was checking in the corner. It's going to be a pretty smooth round in spite of the early buy-up from the Vitality side, so not at all bad.
Yeah, on paper, this should very much be Vitality's map. I mean, they've got an 83% win rate right now, playing only 6 times in the last 3 months. However, they have won 5 out of those 6 times that they have played it against high-tier opposition. But if you stick with me for a moment, let's extrapolate something here. Monte were able to beat 9 on this map. 9 beat Vitality, so does that mean that Monte are going to be able to beat Vitality? It's some really weird maths.
It's called chain logic, and it doesn't unfortunately work, but I appreciate it nonetheless. It's so tempting to do that kind of thing, but I don't think, unfortunately.
Oh no, it does not work. It does not work at all.
Yeah. But I mean, if not, we know we don't have to wonder if Monte are going to be good. We know that already. I feel like, even though maybe before this RMR, a lot of people would have said, Monte who?
There were definitely some question marks around this team, right? They'd had some all right online experiences, but they'd never done it on LAN. Now they're coming to LAN. They've qualified for the major, and they're going to be looking for that legend spot as well. Wouldn't be the first team that made it to the legend spot that people didn't expect to be there, into the breach, of course, the one that we talk about all the time. Well, they're going to be able to find a lovely opener there. And this round already fallen to the wayside. Let's try and crash on. Finding kill after kill, and a 3rd round on the board here for Monte.
Yeah, getting a couple of different people warmed up, right? SDY having a little bit of a round. Waro getting to flex that AWP. That's probably, yeah, an overall good sign. That was the one worry that I had maybe in the beginning of watching some of these Monte games is it's great to see boros dismantle a whole team, but
where's the other 4 people?
You've got to wonder, you know, what happens if he stops. But I think we've already seen a couple of games sort of Monte where even boros doesn't have to be top fragging. And, you know, DemQ and SDY are there instead, actually ahead of boros. That's happened a couple of times. So I wouldn't be too worried about that. It feels like they've got more depth in it. Megas is going to be taking down DemQ at the start of the round. So pretty good beginning here. Vitality, they'd like to get on the board early here and just pick up a round, slow down Monte a little bit so they're not having too much of a good time. SDY with a risky walk to get that down into the vent.
They give some nice early information over towards that B-bomb site, allows him to wrap up through Secret as well to gain additional outside control. boros posted up on this angle over towards ramp once again. Nothing spotted yet. Still just going to be holding tight. Plenty of time in the round for Squad of Vitality to make a play over towards the B-bomb site. Instead, it looks like they're kind of posted up, waiting for the timings to execute out onto A. I mean, it could be event dive for all that we know. Plenty of opportunities to swap it up here on Nuke. But here comes your util. Molly left, right, and center. Krasnal falls back, though, waiting for this swing, which has still yet to come from Vitality.
It's a very poorly defended bomb side at the moment. I think boros has now made his way here, so they kind of give it up on the ramp. That actually does make it a lot better. And it could be just a recommit from Vitality. They might be throwing some flashes through the ceiling windows there. And the fact that boros is here, it does make it a little bit better. They got back to that triangular setup. Ooh, just the catch sideward at the end. And SDY, he's been waiting down here for a long time. 20 seconds. Did he stop the bomb? It's actually a great headshot onto dupreeh. As SDY will find his 7th kill, still with not a single death on his side. 10 seconds as they finally picked up the bomb again and are planting in this 2-on-3.
Yeah, Monte are going to allow this to happen. They've got kits to be able to work with here. Bit of util to be able to retake the site as well. But low HP on 2 players does not bode well for them. SDY looking to still continue to be flawless here. Apex has been able to get behind enemy lines right now. boros, I think he thinks his angle's clear, clearing every single angle known to man with the exception of the one that Apex is holding, and this could be dire. Sphinx on the site, looking for the opening kill onto SDY, doesn't he find it? Back up there from Apex. This is looking to be the round on the board for Vitality. Waro lucky to escape with his life here, but does manage to take down one in the process with the HE. AWP in hand. He is gonna be just fine.
Really well played at the end there. The fact that Apex, he got the information. I mean, he did also get the kill on boros, but that's kind of just a side effect of having the info that they were running the other way. So in spite of what looked like a pretty good defense to begin with, SDY getting one of them as they come down the vent, the second one here on dupreeh, it's all shaping up really well, but they did not have a lot of health. And I think the positional play here for Apex is really, really good. So nicely done for Vitality. They're going to be picking up their first round. And that just slows down the CTs a little bit. So, yeah, you like to see it for a competitive game. You don't want to see one team just run away with the whole first half.
For sure. Saw this, I mean, ENCE, they 16-0'd a team on this map. I can't remember who it was, as a matter of fact, but...
There's been too many games. That's the problem, right?
Over the last 2 weeks. They all merge into one at some point. You remember flourishes from each match, from individual players, but the exact scorelines, they elude us. You were talking about boros and how, yes, he is the star player. There's no question about that. It's only been one game across the entirety of the RMR where he's not dropped 25 or more kills.
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? That's so rare.
Oh, Waro. It's rare for him to miss those as well.
He had 2 opportunities there, and there were no smokes down or anything because they don't have the smokes on the Vitality side, which is a little bit crazy for a map like Nuke. SDY wants to crouch on in, and he's going to get the better of Magus. Gets a good start. It'll slow down the T's once again. 4 versus 4. But yeah, War, you want him to hit those shots. Just even one of them would have been fine.
We've seen a lot of teams try and push for this outside control, then force themselves over towards Hell. Gain a site from there, kind of boosting up as you see in the background. boros is on the hunt here, though, with DemQQ. Zaiwu on the back lines simply does not miss those. Off angle being held, and boros, yeah, he's not going to re-swing it here. He's just going to play the additional time, and I wonder if he's going to clear Zaiwu in this angle. He does indeed. Aim wasn't trained initially, but we know he's good for the repositions. However, dupreeh, fantastic post-plant position from him. Sphinx on the back side as well to be able to back him up. The only util in this round right now is boros's molly. McCrass now getting taken down. I wonder if they even go for this.
I mean, they probably will. They're so hungry. I feel like this is kind of the way the Monte's been playing a lot of this. Good kill on the Sphinx. Turns it back into a 2 versus 2. And dupreeh's alone on the bomb site for a minute. boros is going to walk right underneath him. He does have the kit, and he's going to go straight for the defuse without even faking it. Apex, he will bite immediately. Good 1 versus 1. If Apex had waited it out a little bit normally, that first defuse, especially when there's some time left, could just be a fake, but he went straight for it.
I respect the hold there from boros.
Yeah.
You don't have the true information. Yes, you can go for the tap if you want to, but what's the point? We saw Shiro overthinking some of those rounds in the 1v1 situations when they needed to get the bomb defused yesterday, and it didn't work out in his favor.
Also, because Apex got exactly this kill, there's a good chance that Apex is coming in from mini, and if that's the case, then he could probably go for the full defuse. So it makes a lot of sense. Gotta say, it's impressive for Zaiwu to turn around and actually look for boros at all in that fight that was happening in the lobby. That's kind of a rare thing. ASUS has been brought out.
I love it. I'm here for it.
Yeah, what you don't know, though, for Monte is...
the rest of the buy?
The rest of the buy, yeah. The fact that they've lost a couple of rounds here, and it's already dug away at their economy. Apex with a deagle, happy to take the fight out here, just on a little bit of a mission. Get himself warmed up. Oh, he's going to find boros, or rather, be found by boros. There's a 3-on-4 now. As the rifles get put into play a little bit on the Vitality side.
Zeus is dropped. No, Krasnal gets taken down. Waro looking to retake the position, though, with the backup from SDY and boros inside of Hut. He's going to be worried to fall. No one there to trade him as of yet. boros just holding this off bang. I wonder if he's going to be good for the deke. He is. Gets that AK into his hands, and now this is a dangerous situation if you're Vitality. You've given the star opposing player an AK to work with, and he's on the hunt for a couple of kills. If SDY was able to pick up one there, and this round is very much winnable, but with no kit available, only a single piece of utility and no armor as well for boros, probably just going to be looking for exits to take this through to the next round and bolster up that CT side economy even further.
Sort of halfway feels like he's having an internal debate about whether or not to just go for the 1 versus 3.
I'm here for it.
Like, should I? Obviously, for most players, this is an instant, easy call to say absolutely not. But it's still a pretty decent round, right? You get a couple of kills, you steal an AK away, and you didn't have that much going into it. So you'll take it. You're not going to be too dissatisfied about that. I think Vitality probably happy as well. They are going to be tying up the scoreline, making it 3-3 to start with here. So it's not a bad beginning for them by any means.
No, not at all. They're going to be relatively happy with that one. Good turnaround after those first 3 rounds, going heavily in Monte's favor. Every angle known to man. boros is holding. He's going to be able to find a kill, isn't he? It's just so good from him. We do need to be seeing a little bit more in these full buy rounds, though, from the entire squad. It's not like the rest of the squad are slouching. Everyone is finding kills here and there, but it's just on those kind of site defenses that we're seeing. They're just allowing Vitality to gain just a little bit too much control, potentially garnering a little bit too much respect. Monte not given the opportunity to play their kind of own, I don't want to call it puggy, but more a quick approach. SDY going to have to find an opener here. Spinks, hello, finding two heads in DemQQ, and Krasnal traded straight back by SDY. He's still going to be in the picture here as he spams on through two smokes to be able to deal just a little bit of damage. Heaven Smoke going to go down as well, pop from outside, and gives Waro a really nice one-way, but does reveal his position in the process.
I don't think Apex, he must have seen the gun barrel there. There must have been a rifle sticking through, but maybe the flashes were just too much. It allows boros to get the kill, but he's going to get shot to the back, and no bomb plant happening yet. So Spinks just in a very tough position right now. And they've got a crossfire set up. They probably can't hold this forever because he could be sneaking out off the hut. So I'm assuming at one point or another, Waro is going to have to reposition himself just ever so slightly. SDY also thinking about it. They're still holding it for a long time here. And Spinks, yeah, he's worried about it. Oh, the nice reposition there for SDY. 11-3 on him. And they just barely win that round, but it'll get the job done. Each kill for SDY is good, but still really, really curious about this position for boros. It looked like, at least from the GoTV point of view, that Apex could have seen something.
EC1.
It wasn't to be the case. Sounds like a timeout's going to be called. Really nice round for Monte to win that. They're able to kind of retaliate off the back of that full buy. Gives them that little bit of extra momentum as well, being able to save two weapons, go into the next round. The CT economy doesn't look great after that, because you are losing 3 players and you're only kind of cobbling together a buy off the back of the previous as well. Vitality looking to just crunch the numbers a bit. A lot of conversations going on. So guys, okay, what's the plan moving forwards? We've just won 3 rounds. Let's not let this completely reset us.
Yeah, Apex looks very frustrated, but that is just how Apex looks whenever they lose any rounds. So
Apex looks.
Don't read too much into that. It's just it's how he is. It's a very emotional player, which is really fun.
Which is both good and bad, right? Depending on the situation, can really help out, especially in the positive ones. But if you get in those negative situations, you have an additional negative voice. It can certainly hurt the dynamic, but it's not like these guys are new to playing with each other.
No, exactly. I feel like at this point they're probably used to it a fair bit. Now, obviously, the other side of things, though, that was a 2 versus 1, so you can guess easily from Vitality's point of view that they won't have a lot of money to play around with, and they're going to be setting up a full execute is what it looks like. I don't think they have enough grenades to do any kind of a double pump either, so I'm assuming this is going to be more or less all in. The Molotovs to the back, up of the hut as well, and they are slowing it down. Maybe expecting some counter grenades to come out, hoping for it. Now they're going to go for it. And dupreeh, what an opening. Krasnal's going to spin it around, though, and he can't do more. dupreeh's just cracked the entire bomb site. And it is a 3 versus 4 here. Bomb is going to be planted. Apex is going to be able to make the route. And a tough choice right now for Monte. If they lose these rifles, they're going to have nothing in the next round.
I think SDY made a step on that, saying, no, he's up here, and he just fully reveals himself off the back of that smoke as well. Flash is going to be going down. One to retaliate back to him. But look on the back lines. Boros and Waro have looked all the way round from ramp. Apex is going to be expecting it, but it's the 1v1 against a star player, and he does come out on top this time round. Orphan and M4 in play. SDY just going to be looking to save this one. It looks like Waro's doing the same thing as well.
Was that a teammate spamming Apex?
That's a very good question.
I feel like it might have been.
So, hey, I'm helping, I promise. Like, you're just putting bullets into the back of me, man. Like, chill.
Yeah, that looked wild. Regardless, an attempt to set it up, but they don't give everything to it. They're going to have at least the M4 and the AWP in the next round. But Vitality look, I would say, very confident right now. Obviously, this for dupreeh is super sick. Basically winning the round on his own with those 2 kills.
It was really nice uses of mollies there, because while they didn't push directly off the back of it, it forced everyone out of those angles into positions that dupreeh could just swing on through and actually find the heads correctly. Knew that at least one player would be forced back onto the site to be able to hold that angle, pre-aimed it, then looked over towards the vent position, already another player there. Really, really nice use of utility there for Vitality. And a great round for him as well.
Also potentially a risk, right? Because if you push when the Molotovs are basically landing, when they're in the air, if that's when you're running at a hut, you can catch those CTs relocating. When you wait, the upside is that you don't maybe run into the same counter nades that you normally would, but at the same time, the CTs are at least looking, right? They're repositioned. They've already been sort of, falling somewhere new, and now they're just holding an angle. But when dupreeh opens it like that, it's pretty sick. 27 ADR on Cyber. It's a 1-7 right now. That's really, really rare, and I can guarantee you that is not going to last.
Yeah.
So
Hopefully
right
not
now,
much
Monte
longer.
kind of needs to win as much as they can while Saru was still a little bit sleepy in the morning. Because when he wakes up, it'll definitely be a different game.
A slumbering giant right now. Second's trying to steal his golden egg, though. You know what's going to happen, SCY. Nice couple of kills here with the backup from Boros. He's going to fall to the wayside, though, as Magisk is there to pick up some of the slack. Zywoo, goodbye. Head ripped clean off his shoulders by Waro. DemQQ's had a slow one as well. He's not had a quick opener here. But this is a really great round for Monte. The fact that they've taken the saved M4 and the AWP from that previous round. I mean, the AWP's now gone as Spinks says goodbye to you. And they've been able to bring this to what was a 4 versus 2. I do still favour Vitality a little bit here, though, especially how warm Magisk and Spinks have been looking.
Some of the rifles might be tricky to pick up as well from the remaining Monte players. I feel like Waro could have played this a lot safer, but again, that hindsight, you always got to be a little bit careful about judging players too harshly for it. Spinks and Magus 2 versus 3. Time is going to be running against them, and now they're making a little bit of noise, so definitely Monte are going to know what is coming next.
Love this patience from DemQQ inside event. Just not revealing himself at all, waiting for it.
They're really far away, though. It looks like they're all going to be going down the vent at this point in time. 15 seconds. DemQ's going to be taking just a peek, and we'll wait until they're past the doorway. They're going to get the bomb plant at the very least here. Magisk, good shot, and he's not quite sure where that follow-up was coming from. He walks right into them. I don't think he realized. And now it's all on Spinks, opening the doorway on the other side. SDY is going to be going down. What a save from Spinks. Gets the AWP outside and gets the following 2 shots. I will say this, I don't know if we're going to get the replay now, but the kill from SDY at the start, that always reveals something to me. Yeah, so if in the background, SDY actually sprays Apex down first, and then as soon as he realizes, I don't need this, boros will have this kill, I will readjust to the second targets that's going to be swinging around the jumping player. That's really hard to do. That, what you call, like, you know, prioritization of the targets, is just so hard to do in the middle of a fight like that. So, cool stuff from SDY, but unfortunately for them, it's not enough at the end. And Vitality, they take the round lead.
Still make it very competitive, though, considering that was just forced up pistols off the back of the 2 saved weapons as well. Great from Monte. Not able to take it over the line, though, and that puts Vitality into the lead. Zywoo, tons of ground being gained outside, along with dupreeh as well. Swings onto Waro inside of main and is going to be looking for the head of Chris now as well, as he gets a flash eaten right in his face. And all the timing there for SDY does just miss a few players. Zywoo does the same thing. Trigger discipline being held, takes down 1, swings on through to SDY as well. Really great from him. You can see exactly why he's one of the best players in the world, if not the best in the current moment. DemQQ, 1 kill to his name, 10 rounds deep. It's not looking likely he's going to be able to clutch this one out.
This, now we see one of the really fun features of Nuke. When you lose those T's in the yard outside, it just gets horrible to play on the CT side. I really love to see it, and yeah, he took full advantage. Also, Boros was holding the ramp with an AWP this time around, so that's interesting. He did get the kill for it, but ultimately going outside and getting found by Saru. And dupreeh, he's feeling quite trigger happy. Happy to take the fight in a 1 versus 3. He's having himself a pretty good game as the only player to have made every single major.
That's an absolutely crazy statistic, isn't it? I was saying this on Twitter as well. He put his post out about it and said, look, it's crazy I've been able to do this. I don't think it's ever going to be done again. In CS2, I do not think there's going to be a single player that makes it to every single major for the entirety of the lifetime of that game.
It's a very tricky thing to do. It really is, especially because the competition, I guess that's the one thing you have to look at historically. The competition for dupreeh at the beginning is going to be different than it will be for all of the players in the future, right?
Sure.
So there's something about that that's always worth. But I mean, it's a fun game to play nonetheless. But you always have to think, well, you're kind of like the NIP 86 and 0 scoreline, right? You always have to think about the historical context of it. Not that it wasn't impressive, but...
Oh, incredibly impressive. But yeah, if you try and do that now, unfortunately, you're playing online qualifier and something, and then some random team you've never heard of, as we've seen throughout these events, like teams that that people at home haven't heard of before.
And everyone else is just so good in general.
Oh, for sure.
It's kind of a ridiculous...
We had that with... what was the win rate on this map for Astralis? It was like 25 to 30 games in a row, I think. I think it only ended like ECS Season 7, something like that. It was
They had a people just stopped playing the map against them as well at one point because it was just not worth it. Just
dangerous when you need to be giving out respect bans like that, right?
Yeah, all good things must come to an end.
Just like that round. Another round for Vitality. It was just buy-ups on the pistols for Monte. A lot of ground being gained once again from Vitality outside. Seemed to have a bead on exactly how Monte like to play outside. And
something else that's a little bit interesting here is, you know, when you get to start on the CT side like this, and you're a team like Monte, I think you could make an argument that it's a lot harder to get the momentum that you probably need and want because you're playing this really defensive Counter-Strike, especially on a map like Nuke, where pushing forward can be really easily punished, and it could just have some pretty bad consequences. So hopefully Monte can get enough rounds in this first half that they can get the momentum rolling when they're on the T side. I bet you boros would love to be more active than he's currently allowed to be. Again, somebody has to be defending that ramp. And you know that means you're standing still a lot. You're not moving around the way that I'm sure he would love to, and getting more fights.
Seems like he's kind of being caged up a bit right now.
Yeah, it's the nature of playing the CT side, right? You don't always have a choice. If he just let himself loose and just started running in for the kills, I mean, that's not necessarily a great strategy in the long term. Defensive kills to begin with here are looking pretty good. 3 of them going the way of Monte, and a flashbang around the corner, but unfortunately it actually lands behind Spinks, so they're still going to get the kills in return. It's Cyber with the double, and it leaves Aurora alone. If he knew how low they were, he would not be using the AWP, he'd be straight to pistol instead.
And unfortunately for him, simply does not know that. Swaps out to the USP for the close range angle on Spinks. Going to be going for the no-scope here onto Zywoo, but not able to pull the trigger in time.
He could have sprayed them both down with a USP on the first peak, but again, he definitely did not know. That's the difference between having the information and not having it. So, unfortunate. That got really, really close. What a comeback into the round, though, for Vitality. They had pretty much lost this round.
For people who might be watching this and not know how pro servers work, in an MM server, of course, after you die, you can check the console, you can see how much damage you dealt, you can communicate that to your team. That's disabled here. They can't communicate that until post-round. That information isn't privy to them. So if that is a thought in the back of your mind, I'd say, okay, why couldn't they just do it? They physically cannot. They have to go off of what they've seen, blood splatters, etc.
Yeah, and sometimes when you do damage through a wall or with a grenade, you don't even know that you've hit somebody necessarily. So it can be very, very tricky. That definitely made a difference in that particular matchup. Oh, nicely done, boros. They actually need a round like this. They're starting to really fall far behind. Vitality are playing a brilliant first half at the moment. 8 rounds already on the T side. If it keeps going like this will be a very, very one-sided match on Nuke, and it could be that Monte had a little bit of a flare at the start, and then you were never heard from again, because this is starting to look really gruesome.
boros on the lurk, though, all the way from ramp. Another 1D coming on out onto Spinks. AK recovered. Bomb yet to be planted. Here's it being tapped, spamming down. Majeskin's going to be on the hunt for the final 2 kills for the ace as well. But on 5 HP, it's not looking particularly likely. Zywoo shuts him down before he can continue the push out onto the site. dupreeh picks up one of his own as well. Now the taps continue from SDY. The rest of the squad going to be backing him up as well. AK and an MP9 in play. dupreeh's got to go ballistic here. Chris now from the sidelines going to be able to shut him down, take him out, and find that 5th round for Monte. This is exactly what they needed, Anders. Kind of what you're alluding to, right? Being able to find those opening kills from boros, him finding those 3, and then just the collapse on that bomb site.
Really sick. And I think you can make a strong argument again that he shouldn't be peaking in this last one when there are a couple of people left. But I think it goes with the aggressive style. He's so confident in it. They had a 5 versus 2 that he's still fighting into. They actually had a flashbang if they wanted to go for the flash through the window as well. So it's not necessarily him that needs to fight the opening there. But again, I would not want to put a leash on boros. If he's feeling it, I would say just go for it, because it's so sick to watch.
boros go kill.
Yeah, so that is the plan, isn't it?
SDY's not been a slouch either. Same amount of frags as his teammate, both up to 15. boros going to look for a tab here, but not going to be the case. boros, he runs dry, runs out of ammo, does get taken down by Magis. Spinks, oh my good God, the amount of ground he's gained. They have no clue. He's already down here, could get shot in the back if they come out the wrong side, though. Chris now didn't have his gun prepped. He had the knife out. STY's got to now pick up the pieces over on this bomb site, but Apex going to be able to shut that down before it even gets started. And now DemQQ, M4 in hand, taken down by the lurking player as Spinks. That was so sick.
It's a really tough game for DemQ at the moment. Just a couple of kills to his name. But yeah, the vent drop and then the raw challenge for dupreeh, which is really cool. I like to see that. I know dupreeh, let's say in this lineup for a bit, has been probably not performing to the level that he himself is expecting. And so far in the RMR, it's been on the up and up all the way through. And not getting scared of something like boros is absolutely key. Again, dupreeh, obviously, as we've been saying, with all the experience he's been playing, you know, Simple and all the others, Saibu, you know, for a long time. I was playing with Saibu, so it's a little bit different, but still, you can't be afraid. Ooh, Apex, Jesus, starts the round with just 2 banging headshots. That's going to make it hard to recover from. Saibu doesn't even really get out of the smoke, but still just takes him down. boros in a 1 versus 4.
Yeah, it's 10-5 half. That's it. I can't see boros finding these 4 kills right now. It does have a little bit of util to play with. I suppose if there's one man you want in this situation, though, man, as it is the young gun of boros. Bomb is going to get planted. The amount of crossfire angles we're seeing being held right now by Vitality, I can't even see him getting a single kill if I'm being completely real.
They have so much utility. The only way you lose a round like this is if you make massive mistakes and just all peek him at the same time, and they're going to be pretty smart with it here. dupreeh will get the last one. 10-5 first half in favor of Vitality. That's brilliant. Let's see if they can end it on Nuke with a strong second half coming right up.
I think it has to be last 4 finals, I think. That's 4 finals in 2021 in Copenhagen, in the Arena, with the last dance of the French team. That was like so fun to play. Just we did the final against Navi. We had a lot of fun moments playing against Astralis just before in semi-final. Like just, I said that a lot, like just making quiet the crowd.
Yeah.
It was pretty fun to be honest. I just had a really good moment back in the day when the French team stopped at some point, and we had that World Final in Copenhagen. I remember I didn't want to cry, but it came out without like asking. It's still emotional for me to talk about that because that was a really good moment with the French the team, and most likely with Extase we had like a really good like chemistry together, and we did a lot of things, good things together. So, but yeah, it's a good memory though.
Here we go! It is time for the second half. We're still on Nuke, and as you could see, SDY had a brilliant first half, 124 ADR. Macy on the other side at 105. That's still super impressive. And overall, Vitality walked away with a very, very smooth beginning on the T side. 10 rounds to their name.
Yeah, really nice. Considering the way the game started, Monte running away with those first 3 rounds, they looked very, very warm, but seemed to be just a little bit tepid as the game continued. It's now Vitality's game to lose because they were all on the T side. If they can find, 6 rounds here consistently, especially off the back of the pistol.
Yeah, they're going to go for it right away. They're trying to run down Cyber immediately. DemQ is going to get popped and they can't find him. How is he still alive? Finally, they managed to drop him in the corner. Boros is going to get killed and Spinks with a huge double to try to retake before the bomb is even planted. They're just gunning for it. Megas is going to drop it instead. It's crashed now out of nowhere with a quad kill and a pistol round victory.
I mean, it's another pistol round in the books, but I'm still confused about what happened there. I don't know how Zywoo was left alive for that long. I don't know how this kind of 2v2 developed. It was very much we're both in the same position, spamming bullets at each other. Chris now, of course, coming out on top. That's got to feel good if you're the side of Monte as well. They're looking to chain a number of rounds together here on the beginning of the T side. And if they can continue to do that and stifle this force bite that we're going to be seeing from Vitality, does give them a bit more ground to work with. UMP for Spinks, Apex on that MP9 as well, with forced up weapons along with Util surrounding them.
What a mad pistol round. I really thought the fact that Cyber even stayed alive was going to be enough that the round is going to fall flat, but
scary.
Didn't work out that way. Cyber trying to guess through. Playing battleships out there, but not really connecting with anything on the other side. He's going to go down, in fact. Instead, it's Waro, just a blind shot. I don't know if he could have seen anything there, but it works regardless. And it's a 4-on-5. Monte need to win the next couple of rounds, especially if they can win this one, because it is a force-up for Vitality. So if they can win this one, they probably get the next one after that too. And then they're still in the game. They can still do a lot here. And again, I still think this T side for somebody like Boros is going to be more fun to play.
Yeah, it completely removes the leash, right? You don't want him on the CT side, kind of pushing through these hyper-aggressive angles. We saw him doing it anyway and finding successes. But now, I mean, it's your entire game plan. It's, hey, Boros, go find us a couple of kills, get us an opening over on one of these sites so we can collapse upon it.
If you take a step back, it's kind of a little bit interesting that Boros isn't playing Yard on their CT side. Yeah. You would think that that's where he could find the most fights, but I'm assuming that it's a role thing and maybe they don't have anyone. I mean, generally speaking, the ramp is probably the least exciting place to play on Nuke on the CT side, so maybe nobody else wants to do it or he's just the best at it or whatever it is. But from like...
do you think it could be a read based around how Vitality play over towards ramp?
It could be, yeah.
Posting Boros over there, knowing he might be able to get some more ground into lobby.
Yeah, I mean, it's possible, right? It's possible that also maybe they feel like Vitality are going to be likely to attack that part of the map more. Maybe they've been watching that in demos. There's a lot of ways to go around it, but yeah, if you forget everything else, Boros and Yard seems like a scary proposition.
It seems like match made in heaven, doesn't it?
It really is.
Go outside, push on up, go to red, go on. If they swing you, you're Boros. You get 5 kills. It's all good.
It's not a problem. Bomb is going to get planted, but Vitality did save 4 people, so they can have some armor, they can have the weapons that they had bought into. It's a pretty sensible choice.
Yeah, it certainly makes sense.
Yeah, why would you throw it away?
Fighting chance coming into the 3rd round and a half, right? There's that UMP and that MP9. They can just drop over the pistols that are recovered by Apex and Spinks as well, meaning that there's really little commitment from an economical standpoint for Vitality here. And they can still have a say in the round. God, I love this angle here from Spinks. This is so nice. And the unconventional SMG in the UMP. Been a few years since we've seen players picking this one up. We know Nertz loves it. Spinks looking to perform some miracles of his own. Smoke goes down just to be able to delay the inevitable push onto this A-bomb site. Boros doesn't seem to care about it, though. He's just trying to find an angle on the edge of it in case someone gets a little bit too overzealous.
Yeah, I think figuring out how to play those smokes, even if there's no gap, he's waiting for somebody to walk through.
That's so sick from Boros.
Yeah, well done. And the smoke that was there, did it just go really deep?
yeah, bounced behind him, and he just pushed into the corner instead and was able to find the kill off the back of it. Looks like whiff smoke there. dupreeh not looking to whip this situation though, finds the opening kill onto STY, but the bomb site instantly lost as dupreeh and Zywoo then both fall. Bomb gonna get planted. Apex and Magis, I mean, it just makes sense kind of going for this, to see if they can hurt that T-side economy. They've got plenty of money to buy in the next round. So they're going to run that time down just a little bit and see who they can catch.
Yeah, I mean, if you're Apex, you might even... I guess you actually could save the MP9, to be perfectly honest, because it's not a bad weapon on Nuke. But you could also just wait and try and run in at the last second and hope that you can draw them back into it with a little bit of a late defuse. There are lots of ways to play with it if you're going for exit kills. Mega's going to get a headshot there on Crashell. Now it makes sense to just jump for it, because you know that they have to run back in. They don't know if you have a kit or not. They're probably going to have to almost assume it. And you can see he tries to pick up the AK. They were a little bit far away. I guess with a kit, maybe something fun could have happened. But either way, it's a good round here coming out from Monte. So starting the second half pretty well, but that's what we saw when they were on the CT side. The real question is whether or not they can stop Vitality, that now that things are starting to pick up a little bit here, and they're going to have some more money to play with.
Wasn't even the rifle round for Vitality they won in the first, if you remember. It was that force buy on the Deagles and then being able to find that huge opener with that, I believe, that was a single AK from dupreeh, and that's all that opened it up. But now we're in a much more dangerous position, where Monte only have 2 rounds remaining to be able to level out the game. It's a full buy on both sides, and we're going to be seeing this very quick push out onto the A-bomb site. Demq looking for the opening kill, not going to be able to find it. dupreeh trades it back, along with boros as well, just going nuclear on the site here as he tries to find a few more kills. Apex going to be able to pick up some of the pieces, some of the slack in the rest of this round. Utility now going to be expended before the bomb gets planted. And now question marks in the back of the mind for Monte. Do they fall back towards the B bomb site? Looks like they're going to, as Warro's gained so much ground into hell.
Yeah, this is fine. You take this every single time if you're on the T side. A 3-for-3 trade, you're really deep on the map. You're going to get a bomb plant down there, and you even have a little bit of a health advantage, potentially, especially against Apex. So I don't think this is a bad trade at all. boros coming up with the triple, and Warro's going to be pushing up. He catches them quite far away from the bomb site. They weren't ready for it, and this is tricky. Smoke goes up, and Magisk, how much do you want to try and push this? 1 versus 2. He already feels like it might not quite be worth it, which is real interesting. Again, different philosophy for how to play the game. Bet you boros in a situation like this would have gone straight for it, but Magisk is playing for the later round, saying this M4 in the next round is all we're going to have, and we can win the round with it.
Can indeed. We were talking about at the beginning of this one. All it takes is that gun on a star player over on Vitality, stack up on a site. If they gamble correctly, could go insane. boros, God, he can't even see that second player as he just begins spamming them away. This is a really nice push here from Warro, and this is again that mentality kind of showing the differences. Vitality weren't expecting someone to just swing them the second they begin their approach over towards ramp. It was a nice angle being held there from Warro as well for the headshots. And it does allow Monte to be able to grab themselves a 9th. And once again, suboptimal buy for Vitality. They're looking to make the best of it though, especially with the util surrounding it as well, just to hold off the aggression of Monte for a few brief moments. dupreeh was looking to get a bit aggro there, but changed his mind to a different angle. Just going to be waiting to face someone the second they jump through hut. Oh, it's the ramp push right now though. Oh, Apex.
What happened to this model? Should we get the replay? Just bounced on out of there. That looked crazy. Nobody else on the CT side is down below. There is going to be a little bit of an M4 that's going to be played with here. Warro ends up going down, but still it's a 4-on-4, and they should be able to sort of flood it down into that B site and just start to get the bomb plant. boros just holding W, continuing, and will find Spinks, and now he's going to be in control of the vent drop, so should be impossible really for Vitality to get back into this round. And again, they might just even opt to say, okay, we got the MP9, we got the M4, we need the money, let's just keep it this way. It's going to be 10-10, score all tied up.
Yeah, fantastic start on the T side here. Of course, remember, stereotypically CT-sided map is Nuke, with the prowess that Vitality bring here as well. The back of a 5-map winning streak here. Only losing it once in the past 3 months.
Yeah, that's should be a really good sign for them.
It should be.
But I mean,
Monte?
I'm definitely starting to get nervous because if you look at boros, I mean, he's got 23 kills. He's kind of run away from everybody else. STY was with him for a while, but again, the T side for him is just a different thing. Let's see if we can see this. Whoop. Just sends him flying.
Boing.
I don't know, bro. I got headshot.
I don't know, bro. I got a headshot. It's as simple as that. It's like, I can't give you information. I just got a headshot, man. It is what it is.
I'm out. I'm all the way out.
Peace. I'm out of this round. 10-10 on both sides now. Level scoreline.
Wow.
And a level buy as well. We're going to see an AWPs from the man himself. ZywOo got it in his hands with Woro2K opting for it over on the side of Monte. It's going to be the first time that I think we've seen both of these players have it in hand and potentially take a fight against each other in this game.
Well, yes, I would have a much more quiet start. I mean, he's up to 10 now. Obviously, he was like 1 and 7 at some point, so that's a big turnaround for him individually. There could be much more to come. Monte sneaking a way out. Oh, it's close. Apex, they walk right in front, and he just keeps tapping STY, standing still and hoping, presumably, that Apex would switch and just kind of like go back and forth, but he didn't. He just held the line up. That's going to feel super deflating. Not the best start to the round here. boros, he wants to sneak on out and try and see if he could find the man who killed his teammate. Revenge. Apex real far back. Yeah, that's what he's looking for. The flick is pretty decent for Apex, but he sticks around for the AWP, and Aurora will just take him right down.
Yeah, really nice from Aurora there. Aggressive AWPing coming out once again. Going for these wide swings, has an inkling where someone is, and then able to find the shot. Goes for the smaller target at the forehead instead of the larger body mass.
Oh, timing here is everything. Vegas comes back, but boros has got the rifle out in time. And Demq, he picks up Spinks. He knows that he's trapped in the corner and wanted to see if he can flash his way into that one. dupreeh, he has the whole round in his hands right here, but he's going to get run down by Krasnal. That's a really important kill. And now ZywOo, unless he can find a very, very fast shot to make this a 1 versus 2, it's never going to be worth it to go for it here. Very expensive rifle. They don't have a lot of money either on the Vitality side. And yeah, I think he's already set up to just say, that's it. Let me just see if I can escape this round with the open attack.
I like
11 to 10.
Position. The safe position from ZywOo is really cool, right? Because he doesn't go deep into CT knowing there's player inside of heaven. It's just, okay, I'm literally going to be beneath you. There's nothing you can do unless you just go hunting. And boros, oh, did he spot him? He doesn't spot him. He has no clue. Goodbye. Take it out of the round. Star player down from the pocket AK, and now we can rotate in towards CT. No one there to trade him. Gets away with a kill and an AWP and a lot of money in his back pocket as well, as Monte find themselves in 11th.
Serious look over on the Vitality side, you can tell.
He just stopped.
Yeah, he just stopped there. Like a deer in the headlights. He's like, oh no, what's happening? But a good recovery. Monte looks serious all of a sudden on the T side. Not happy faces on the Vitality team either. That'd be a very interesting start to the best of 3 if it is picked up by Monte on Nuke. I would love to see that.
Yeah, their opponent's map pick then, of course, as well. Certainly no slouches on this map themselves. Played it almost 30 times in the last 3 months. 55% win rate to their name. So certainly not as high as their opponents, but more reps on it. But against lower tier competition, there is no question about that. Mirage will be our second map, that being Monte's map pick, leaving us with Overpass if we need it for the third and final. Oh, we've not seen enough Overpass this RMR, it feels like.
No, I feel like both Nuke and Overpass maybe have been a little bit overlooked, but I mean, in the best of 1s, those are both maps that are kind of risky to pick, so there's a lot more Ancient and Mirage coming out, and I can understand why. I don't really blame them for it. boros takes a lot of damage at the start of the round, so I would normally say that means he should take a little bit of a backseat, but I don't think he will. I feel like every time I've seen boros on low health, he's still pretty active, trying to find whatever he can, so he's in his own zone, and we just have to let him be.
Seems to kind of cement his ideology around I'm the entry player. It's cool, I'm low HP, I'm the entry player, I'm going to go for it. Demq's going to be able to find that opening pick onto ZywOo though as he swings onto the corner, and it's rare that he doesn't find the opening kill. Woro there to be able to take down the secondary AWP of Spinks, so he tries to recover it. dupreeh looking to do the same thing. What's the definition of insanity? Doing the exact same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. dupreeh does recover it this time and finds himself a kill, but going to be traded this time round by Krasnal as he repositions after finding the opener. Magis now, Deagle in hand, full armor, might even save this.
Yeah, it's pretty rough. I'm expecting that he's just looking for a rifle here, hoping to get one kill and then just run on out of there. It's going to be 12 to 10. Monte are having a really, really good time. And Demq, you got to give some respect over to him because he had a dreadful start to this game. But now he's had some very impactful kills to start some of these rounds with. On the scoreboard, it doesn't look like a lot. It's 7 kills right now, but I think in the last 2 or 3 rounds, he's had a couple of really important kills around that squeak door, and it makes all the difference in the world here. All right, there's one being found. Boros, low from earlier, is going to get caught, and they are not going to let Magisk walk away with a rifle here. Peeking back into it, and yeah, it's a bit expensive at the end. I don't think they care. I think they're doing just fine right now. A good round lead, 12 to 10. Oh, this is great.
Yeah, really nice angle there from Demq. I mean, they're just laughing about the kills. It's like, oh, nice, yeah, that was a good one tap. Good job.
Yeah, taking the AWP away from dupreeh. There was one funny tournament in the Royal Arena where Device didn't show up, but dupreeh was AWPing instead. And it was really cool. dupreeh actually pretty proficient AWP player, obviously not his main task. Call him AW Peter at that point in time.
That's a good one.
Classic nickname. SDY, good flash around the corner. Just to reveal the position, you know the AWP is down here. You've actually gained an enormous amount of information just off of that. Magisk in the corner with the AWP. Oh, it's amazing! Big double spray. The headshot is perfect. Boros and Krasnal both going down, but somehow Monte still finds a little bit of a return into the round. 3 versus 3, even if Demq is almost dead.
Yeah, second he was blinded there, took a brief moment to pull the trigger, but when he did, lines them both up and, well, now brings us into a 3 versus 3. A lot of information outside being gained by SDY, and not only is he good for that B-site presence, the poking there, but also he can do it inside your CT spawn as well. Looks like the entirety of Monte are collapsing over towards this ramp position, looking to test the AWPing skills of ZywOo. And historically, that's a very bad thing to test if you're going up against it.
Yeah, you really don't want to be doing that. He's still hanging around down there. I think they're going to take the long way around, climb up onto the A-bomb site. dupreeh, did he see that? I'm not sure if he actually did.
I don't think he did.
No backup is being called for yet. Spinks, I think, is making it into the ramp room right now, but it's on dupreeh to try and get this done. And Demq, he actually gets the fall down, picks up the shot on dupreeh, and opens up the bomb site. It's a huge deal right now. Spinks trying to get the wall bang. It's so close, and he's hoping for a repeat. That isn't coming. There's no reason why SDY would walk into that shot, and they're in trouble here. Again, if they lose these rifles, they're not going to have very much to play with. They're really valuable to Vitality right now, and they're already shrinking away from the bomb site. 13 to 10 going to be the scoreline. Monte, great play, again, for a team that's usually very aggressive, very happy to push all over the place. It's cool to see them slow down at 3 versus 3 and just work their way into a round win, because that's hard to do normally if you're an aggressive team. You're an aggressive team all over the place in every scenario, but this is really well done. Obviously, they find the last shot there. ZywOo's going to be able to save the AWP, but man, this is wild.
Anders, this is 8 rounds in a row on a T-side. T-side nuke.
Yep.
Your opponent's map pick, and you're able to find 8 rounds to open us up. There's been no retaliation from Vitality as of yet. Timeout's going to be called, and this is almost certainly from the Vitality side. They just need to reset the mental at this point. dupreeh, he's not best pleased with performance over towards that A-bomb site. He should have had at least 2 kills there, but wasn't able to find them.
Yeah, or even the one would have made a huge difference, right? Just giving his teammates more of a shot at it. Demq was very low on health. He couldn't have known that, but looking back at the demo later, I've no doubt that's what he's going to be thinking, man. Just one bullet. Letting go 1 bullet there would have saved the day, maybe. But you can't get it back, can you?
No. That's why Bogdan's Law is so important, I suppose. Cut the AWP over to low HP player. If you're able to get a single shot off, that's what you're going to need sometimes.
Magisk is quietly up to 22 kills behind that double in the last round, so he's almost caught up to Boros, who's in fact has slowed down. It's been a couple of rounds here with no Boros kills, so maybe there is a moment for Vitality here to try and capitalize on that. Boros, speaking of which, going to be running right into the ramp to take the fight. Instant headshot against Magisk. He is low, but it doesn't matter. He's done his job, And now they have a huge opening and a huge gap in the middle of the map. And as a result, Vitality actually rotate 2 people down to the lower part of the map instantly. And look at how it split the defense. There's 1 on A, 1 towards Hell or Ramp, and 2 down below. And they can't help each other out right now.
No, they're spread incredibly thin. And now just dupreeh here on the A-bomb site as Apex falls back. MP9 up close. I mean, if he swings into boros, he's going to be good for that kill, almost certainly. But he's still just going to be holding this quite passive angle from Boros's perspective. dupreeh, oh my goodness. He's looking to make some miracles happen here. A lot of util being committed from the T side, just playing it quite respectfully against their opponents. Don't have a true read on what the buy is. Boros going to be able to take down Zywoo as he tries to get a little bit aggro over towards that ramp angle. Long rotate here from Spinks, though. This could be absolutely massive. A huge spanner in the works.
Yeah, but they're losing everyone before he gets there. That's the really shocking part. Even with a kill or 2 here, it might not be enough. Spinks with a good double, but Krasnal's there for the instant return, and it's still a 1 versus 3. Apex pushing into it. The spray is a little bit labored, but he will get the job done in the end eventually, and AK's been picked up. 1 versus 2 now. And Apex, I mean, you know boros is low. You should be able to figure that out, I think, from the earlier fight against Magisk. The question is, could you find DemQ really quickly? He does have a defuse kit. It's just such a long way away is the problem. And if he runs, he gives up the game. Yeah, he's already going to be walking away here. 14-10 the scoreline in favor of Monte.
Another round on the board here for Monte. 14 now against Vitality on Nuke.
And very much a similar playbook, right? You get the entry towards ramp and you slow the whole game down.
Just pump the brakes.
Yeah, now that slowdown did almost cost them in the sense that Spinks was on that massive flank. But because the rest of Vitality were also a little bit, you know, curious, you had, like you said, Cyber was walking in the ramp. You had a couple of players here or there that got caught. And in the end, it's the underdogs that are coming out on top right now. It's crazy to see. Spot in the Legends stage of the major tournament is what we're playing for here. For Monte to take it over Vitality would be kind of a mythical headline.
Yeah, it'd be crazy. The last team to beat Vitality on this map was Heroic. Yeah. Back in spring groups, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, you would have said different caliber of team on some level.
Oh, for sure. I don't think there's a huge question about that one.
Oh, here we go. He's hiding inside of the smoke. Ready and waiting. Flashes go through. DemQ trying to get the opening. It's so close to being good. Instead, boros is going to make the drop down below, and actually, they're going to break the bomb with them here. That's a huge success. boros is going to get caught on the other side. Magisk, one of the only people right now that's able to fight him. It seems like SDY will get the return, and now Aurora, the only one with health. Love it if you could swap this AWP out to SDY. Molotov is going to maybe slow them down, but no. Zywoo says absolutely not. We're tired of losing rounds. We haven't won a single one in the second half here. It's been 10 in the first and 0 in the second, and this one will finally be it. A double kill, but I think more importantly, stopping boros down below there for Magisk is hugely important.
Yeah, incredibly. I mean, if he's still alive, we know what he can do, even on low HP. Was only able to find 26 damage in that round, and that is a rarity, to say the least. Vitality now have 11. They bridge the gap ever so slightly. Now just 3 rounds separate these two teams. But with the momentum that we've been seeing here from Monte, it's not an insane thought to think, you know what, just let them come back at this point. We've got the momentum, we've got the econ, we can just keep buying for the next couple of rounds. We just need 2 to get over the line and take their map pick and get 1 step closer to the Legend stage.
Yeah, and you've got to be really careful about that kind of thinking, because the truth is, Vitality, this could easily be the point in which they kind of, you know, wake back up again and say, all right, listen, enough is enough. Yeah, let's just, now we're going to end it. I wouldn't be surprised if that happens at all. Again, Magisk is playing very, very well, and, you know, one good round like this and everyone gets fired back up again. Spinks will take down DemQ. Again, he's been trying to entry a lot around that squeak door, and it is a position where you are really likely to just get killed without much of a return. Oh, boros, that's really bold. Bordering on crazy.
Yeah, that was a little bit too overzealous. Yes, you're good, but your teammate's just been killed from that angle by the same person holding it. Please don't just swing it again. Really like this reposition here for Magisk. He's waiting for them to cross on through. Chris now, oh my good God, is he going to clear it? I think he clears every single angle but this one. Crossfire being held. Oh, that was a little bit rough for Magisk. He needs to now go for the swing to find the kill, but the AK of SDY finds it. Now brings us into a little bit more of a winnable situation in this 2 versus 3. Still going to find the position though, still going to find that opening with 45 seconds remaining on the clock. They do have time to be able to hold for a brief moment, see what the push is like from Vitality, if anything at all. Everyone does just kind of hold back. Nice long angle being held here from ZywOo, just in case they push him through hell.
Yeah, they have everything covered right now. The reason why that reposition is so good for Magus is because they already got a kill out in the garage, so they're very unlikely to check anything. That's a really smart little mind game. The ZywOo sees it coming, going to be taking Aurora, and SDY, he's hunting, but he can't win the round anymore. He gets shotgunned with the AWP up close. Yeah, that's pretty wild. But they're back into it now. You can tell mentally they just immediately look different, and I think that's part of being a top team is to take one round win, shake off all of the losses, and then just be revitalized again. And I'm not surprised this is happening whatsoever. 14-12 going to be the scoreline. Monte's economy is on a nosedive at the moment, and that's tough to deal with. They need to find a way back into this and close it out before Vitality catch up and even up the scoreline and ultimately just take the map away from them.
Yeah, this is an incredibly important next round because after this, it's, yes, still going to be a bye for Monte, but you're going to be missing some of those little trinkets on the side of it as well. Like, you're going to be missing some of the util, which is ever so important on this T side of Nuke for you to be able to execute either on A or on the B bomb site, even to just open up that B bomb site. You want to go over towards outside, you're going to need a wall of smokes. You can't just dry swing it. I mean, we say that, and we saw what Vitality were doing in that first half, right? They just kept going and going and going. A 15th basically required here for Monte.
If not for the fact that ZywOo's got the AWP out there and it's starting to get warmed up, I would have said, man, I would love to see boros fight the Yard, but I don't know if that's necessarily a wise idea. And some of the other positions to fight for on Nuke are pretty closed off. It could be very hard to make your way through. You could see they'd love to try and do something around that squeak door. They're going to try again to send Demq through. He's had a really tough run at it here. It's going to be boros to pick up the single kill on ZywOo. It's a really good shot, but unfortunately the bomb, it's on the ground. It's a 1 versus 4 now. Krasel, nothing he could do about this. dupreeh will drop him in 13-14. Vitality are surging back into the second half.
You'd be forgiven thinking that wasn't a full buy, because that just ended before it even started. Look at some of these kills. I mean, ZywOo, it's ZywOo. He's blind, doesn't care. Still going to be able to aim the shots there. Spinks on the back site, being able to back him up, and Apex there. I mean, it was a gamble on the A-bomb site for both squads, and it works out in Vitality's favor. I would like to see someone else trying to entry instead of just MQ, because it doesn't seem to be working out too well for him right now.
Yeah, but I think that's the nature of doing it. I'm not even sure it's really even his fault. I think it's just that is how it is. And when you don't get the entry like this time, it can look very flat. If instead he got it, it's possible the whole A-bombs might fall. So I think they might also just be thinking, listen, it's worth trying because we just need 2 rounds. So if we can get one of them on one entry through the squeak door, it's all good. But they've tried it a couple of times, it hasn't worked out, and now they are going to change it up a little bit. boros, he saw an opportunity for a fight, and I would have favored him in that fight, but Apex stepping up and taking him down. That's a massive kill. Woro now out fighting as well, but Apex, he's not afraid either. Even if he's had a slightly more quiet game, he is going to be able to win that battle outside. And I don't know what they're going to do now. They're down here, but who cares? It's completely been known already. Magisk is going to clean it up. 14-14. Vitality, they are back in the game.
He's not always got a sad look on his face, Apex.
No, not at all.
Can certainly get pumped up, especially when you're able to bring it back after a huge round loss streak coming into this second half. They're now fully warmed up. Another timeout going to be called here from Monte. They know this map is slipping out of their hands.
It'd be really interesting to do a sort of a compare and contrast with some of the older generation players, which Apex definitely fits into that group, because a lot of them are not really qualified or not really ready to take fights versus somebody like boros outside. And they might even be a little bit afraid of it. You can see they're sort of shrinking away from some of the fights, but Apex is trusting in himself, which is really, really impressive. Again, the mechanical skill of some of the younger generation players is so ridiculous that you could even be forgiven for saying maybe it's too scary. Maybe I let Magisk, maybe I let ZywOo and somebody else take that fight. But it was pretty cool to see Apex stepping up and finding that confidence in the middle of it. It was worth it. He got the double kill for it.
He's not been too bad on those opening kills.
Nope.
The opening duels. 4-5 right now. He is currently negative, but finding 4 of those, you know how important an opening kill is, especially when you're the outside lurking player. You're able to shut down so much, and I mean, hell, if it's boros, you're able to do just a little bit more than that as well. boros has been quite silent in this half. There is no question about it. I believe he dropped 24, 23 kills in that first half. And while, of course, they lost that first half, he's only now up to 27. Yeah, I think this was going to be a masterclass. I think it's also like it's a little bit of evidence that Vitality has been doing pretty well on the CT side in terms of the defense. They've managed to limit his impact just as I scoped through. We did see, I think, a foot at the ledge there. Magisk with the spray as well, and the grenade that started the whole thing off means Krasnal and Aurora are both very low on health here. Vitality looking to take 15 and just overtake Monte right at the finishing line. This is super crazy, and it's going to be mentally super devastating for Monte. They must have been coming into this thinking, man, we had this map on lockdown. We were winning, was like 8 or 9 rounds or more in a row. They were on a massive run. And then suddenly Vitality just wake up. Magisk has been an absolute superstar in this one. 28 kills. And I don't think they can make it back in this 2-on-5. Not even close to it. Cyber's out here ready and waiting. It's a 15th round now for Vitality. They brought themselves firmly back into this one with these past 5. Getting themselves to that 15th. The only rounds they've been able to win have been these past 5 on this CT side. But when you have that significant lead from the first half, you can have a sloppy first half of the second, and then just come back towards the tail end. Doesn't matter if your opponent has 14 rounds. If you're able to chain those together,
I did a fucking good.
it's over and done with. Apex certainly feeling himself.
He's praising himself. I love it.
He's like, I'm so good. I'm just so sick.
All right, well, they're almost there, but it could be overtime as well. And if you're Vitality, you really don't want to experience that. Monte, again, they've been looking like a really powerful team, so if you have a chance to end it here, you should definitely take it. dupreeh's already been tagged up, instant dink. And I think it was from the Galil, so unfortunately it's not a kill. Otherwise, dupreeh's probably dead right away, and it's another good entry for boros, who's just 1 behind Magisk at the moment. It's really been a battle between those two for a lot of it here. dupreeh's going to get boosted up as a result. Doesn't want to stay down on the low ground, although you could get grenaded here as well, so want to be a little bit careful. It is possible to land a Molotov that pushes you down.
First time we're seeing this sort of execute here from Monte over towards the A-bomb site.
Yeah, it's been oh, there we go.
Actually works.
There is the Molotov.
Great
really
read.
Interesting stuff. And dupreeh, I think he could have backed off, but he's probably worried about the hut, so
yep.
Wow. Okay, 4-5. It's a good start.
Yeah, there's that information coming into play once again from boros, just saying, hey, by the way, I've tagged someone, let's try something here.
Yeah, but I mean, imagine how much further into the game you have to read to say, I've tagged someone, it's possible that they're going to try and boost him up. Let's throw a Molotov to get that. It's really sick. Double setup in the ramp, though. This could be the end of it. They're never going to check it. Oh, what a mind game. Apex in the corner, and now it's a 2-on-3. Krasnal trying to save the round, but he can't. Apex, the veteran captain of the team, stepping it up back-to-back rounds when they need it. And there's nothing SDY, because he cannot win the round. It's 10 seconds left. There's no chance. 16-14 as Vitality outlive and survive an absolutely scary beginning for Monte, but they could not follow it through. And this is what it means to be a veteran team and to have the experience. You can bend really far, but never break.
Yeah, being able to reset that mental when you're going 9 rounds in a row down, you take a 4-round deficit, you're 14-10, and then you just go, oh wow, we've won a round, we're up to 11. Time to just snap back into this one and then close out the game, not allowing your opponent an inch. Apex had an absolutely stellar performance towards the tail end of that one.
Yes.
It felt like every single round was linchpinning on him finding those opening kills, both outside, both over towards ramp. No matter where he was positioned, he was able to do the damage that crossed over to actually secure them the game in the end. It's their map pick, so it was expected, but the way that Monte kind of took it to them, that was the surprising factor.
Yeah, when the scoreline is this close, there's no question about it. You could have won this map. That's definitely true, right? They came very, very close. That second half was looking really sick, but Vitality just, again, showing what they're all about. Really well done. Magisk got 30 kills at the end of it.
Yeah, fantastic from him. I mean, you've got to be... have a look at this bottom of your screen. How crazy is that second half over towards Anders' side? I mean, it's 9 rounds on the trot, and then you just lose it from there. I mean, Yeah, Vitality. The experience coming out in droves, there's no question about that one. And it all came down to the IGL leading from the front once again.
Even the last 6 rounds, I mean, one of them is a bomb plant. The other 5 rounds, they don't even get into a site. They can't even plant the bomb. That's a huge lockdown. So a lot of respect to Vitality for that one, and obviously a lot of confidence built behind it, no doubt.
Yeah. Absolutely great from them. Now you've got to think in the back of your minds, does this affect Monte coming in to this second map, their map pink? Is the mental fragmented beyond repair? Are they going down to challengers? We'll find out after this short break when it's Vitality versus Monte for that final Legends position on Mirage.
I remember more Monesi clutches.
Right, yeah. You know, it was weird. It happened in Abu Dhabi. Obviously, last year, he starts with that, like, MIBR clutch.
Yeah.
But, you know, in Abu Dhabi, he had, like, a similar clutch from the same position and nearly the exact same kills versus outsiders.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was so weird, where I was like, I've seen this exact moment before, right?
He had one good clutch against FaZe as well. For me, that one is the best because he played it out the best.
Okay.
I think it was last Lisbon groups.
I'm also thinking of like the Inferno clutch as well when he stole bomb from outside of apartments.
Yeah, it was against outsiders as well.
Yeah, right. Okay, he had two clutches, same maps.
He's just crazy in clutches. Yeah. Like even practice what he pulls off, it's, I don't know how, but he just somehow makes it work.
You can't talk G2 clutch without bringing up Monte.
Well, after an incredibly close first map over on Nuke between Vitality and Monte, it is Vitality who take their map pick and continue their winning streak on this map, now up to 6 in a row. Hell of a performance from them, but damn, Monte felt like it was within their grasp, but Vitality, the experience coming out once again towards the tail end, just to take it over the line.
Yeah, they could have won that one. There's no question about it. Now they need to find that mental reset themselves and just get into the second one. Like you said, I mean, it's not that bad. It is their map pick that's coming up now. They should have a pretty good crack at it, and they look like a confident team. But obviously, it's a hard way to lose a map like that. Yeah, it's certainly going to affect the mental, and it was something we were kind of alluding to towards the end of that before we chucked it to a break, is the fact that does this actually affect Monte kind of in the, not the fatigue sense, but just the, oh God, we were so close on that one. Like, they need to bounce back coming into this second map. Have a look at some of the highlights here from Boros. This was the first round in the game. God, he got dropped down to 19 HP. And what does he do? Finds himself 4 one-taps on 2.
Vitality. It kind of set the stage for Monte over on that first half.
He was a huge driving force throughout this game for them getting as close as they did. SDY probably the other one that played really, really well. But I mean, yeah, we have been talking a lot about boros, and we're probably going to continue to talk a lot about boros for the rest of it. Pre-game interview was fantastic. He said he was here to destroy Vitality, and he did actually get really close to fulfilling that, which is a crazy thing to say in a pre-game interview, and I love it. I think it's so cool.
Kind of robbed from a 30 bomb as well, right? 27 kills, a strong majority of them found in that first half, but being able to go positive in a game against some of the best in the world, incredibly good for, I believe, first big LAN experience from this guy and from the team as well.
On the other side of things, though, it was Megis that really stepped it up and just kind of led the way. Cyber had a bit of a slow start. Megis most certainly did not, and he actually overtook the game, and I think even overtook boros at the end of it, which is really nice to see. So, you know, if not for him, again, this probably is going to end up the other way. Probably be Monte that walk away with a close victory instead. So, pretty impressive stuff, and he was kind of everywhere doing this. You could see, you know, different weapons, ramp outside. He was pretty dynamic in this particular setup.
Yeah, he is a man of many trades, it would seem. Doesn't matter if you run at him with an AWP, with a pistol, with a rifle, he's going to be able to find those kills, and he's also going to be able to find above 100 ADR in the game. 30 kills, 22 deaths. Yeah, he was great. And we talked about SDY over on Monte. Let's talk about another player for Vitality as well, Apex, especially towards the tail end of that game, being able to be as dynamic as he was, a lot of positions outside where he's finding those opening frags, and basically setting Vitality up to push this wagon over the end of the game and get themselves that elusive 16th round that took them so damn long to find after the 9-round buffer that Monte were able to find. 9 rounds in a row on a T side. Crazy.
Yeah. It looked like it was going to be lights out for Monte at one point, but didn't really work out that way. So, yeah, comeback was on. 6 rounds in a row to close it out with. We are going to go to a quick break, and when we come back, we have the second map, so stay tuned.
The second map between Monte and Vitality. We're on the cusp of kicking this one off. It's going to be Mirage, it's Monte's map pick, and Unicorn, the odds saying it's very much in Vitality's favour. I don't know if I completely agree. I mean, towards the end of that one, Monte, they looked incredibly strong. They looked like they were going to be able to take their opponent's map pick. Of course, as we saw, it wasn't to be the case. Monte now got to do the reverse sweep to get themselves to the Legend stage.
I don't know if I'm quite as pessimistic as the odds were suggesting either. I feel like this could still be an interesting comeback for Monte. But we'll find out. I mean, Mirage, I don't think it's going to be easy by any means. Again, I think one of the luxuries that they had on Nuke was the fact that, you know, a little bit of a slower game coming out from Cyber at the start of it. That probably doesn't happen to, you know, back-to-back games. So I think in general it could be very different. I think Spinks also has been playing very well throughout the RMR. This was a little bit slower start for him as well. So there could be some real changes happening there on the Vitality team with some other players coming in to maybe step it up. And, you know, the formula is very much the same, right? SDY and boros have to keep playing the way that they were. Probably you want a little bit of a better game out of Demq. I think he's had really good games. And he did manage to make it back a little bit, but he was playing a tough position on really both sides of the map. So he did kind of get beat up a little bit, but they're going to have to really pull it together now. Otherwise, they get sent to the Challenger stage and will be Legend stage instead for Vitality, which is obviously where a lot of people feel like they belong.
Yes, for sure. Of course, both of these teams at the major either way, which is fantastic to see. Both of them showing that they very much deserve to be there. But only one of these teams can skip out on that first stage. One thing I wanted to touch on as well is the fact that you mentioned ZywOo having a little bit of a slow map to begin with and then kind of coming alive in that second half and definitely being warmed up. That's a dangerous place to be in, moving into Mirage. AWP's paradise, this map. And, I mean, you know the type of angles that ZywOo can play. Basically anywhere. If he's going to be warm, he's going to be able to individually shut you down as you go for any type of approach from a T-side perspective onto either A or B.
Yeah, I think especially I've seen ZywOo in some of those B retakes in the past just be really, really good at some of those angles in the B bomb side. And I mean, yeah, I think that's something to really be scared about for sure. On the CT side, I mean, you can probably smoke him off towards the middle and connector, so you might have a little bit of relief there. But I'm assuming it's going to be Vitality to start on that T side, unless Monte are throwing us for a loop here. I guess that could be. Yeah,
Monte might just want to start dictating the pace and just go for it straight away. Having a quick look to see what is the more favoured side for them. Yeah, Monte actually prefer the T side. Higher percentage distribution of rounds won over there. So maybe they give us a little bit of an oomph. Maybe they push forwards and just go for it. Doing the good old-fashioned, hey, boros, go kill. Well, let's find out. As the game is about to kick off, it's going to be Mirage. It's lifeline, it's tournament life on the line for the Legend stage or the Challenger stage. Monte, they want to be skipping out on that first week, but so do Vitality. They feel like they deserve to be there. If they win this one, they move themselves straight to Legends, and Monte are down into the Challengers. And Monte, there you go, they're on the T side to kick us off.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, you know, Vitality get to pick it because it was Monte's map pick, but I'm just, you know, it could have been that Vitality would have wanted to maybe change things around. As I said it the wrong way around before, but basically, they're going to be the more favored side for them probably, so they're fine with it. Spinks put to the test. SDY with the first kill of Mirage, jumping out right into ZywOo, and boros, he's not going to have a say in this one. He's already been shut down. Magus get the back, a lot of bullets put out, but he's going to get a chance to reload anyway. Swings for another one, and Aurora, he was in the back. It wasn't him jumping in the front that got the kill there, but somehow we've ended up in a 2 versus 2. dupreeh is going to be going down quick, and he's surely dead. Apex out in the open. There's no hiding there. And Krasnal to get last couple of kills. It's a brilliant start here for Monte.
Another pistol round secured by Monte here. They're looking so prolific on them. CT side or T side, it simply does not matter. They'll find anything you throw at them. 100% conversion rate so far in this best of 3 on the pistol round. Krasnal able to find those final 2 kills and get it over the line. And now this allows this full buy from Monte. They bought up the rifles on all 5 players. The retaliation from Vitality is, of course, what we would expect. Chucking a scoped weapon in the hands of ZywOo. Everyone surrounding him with a little bit lesser weaponry. The Deagles and that MP9 onto Apex. His Majesty is going to fall to the wayside.
Yeah, I love this buy. I think it's always worth going for on the CT side, but
why not?
The only thing I maybe don't like is that the scout is a little bit more passive in this one. Kind of wish that it could find some shots down through. They've also given up on the A-bomb site. That's super calculated on the side of Vitality. They are hoping that this is going to be some kind of a B split, but the way that Monte are playing this round rather slowly at the moment, I'd be surprised if they don't get some information over here that there are some people in the bomb site. And they might also feel like there's nothing really going on the A side. There's a jump. Apex has been spotted in the back. And yeah, they have no reason to rush into anything at the moment. And they're going to be leaning towards the A side, so probably from Vitality's point of view, it means they're just going to be saving what they have at the B bomb site, and it'll be a pretty uneventful end to the round here.
Yeah, the fact they only see Apex initially there as well towards the van angle. That's where one player will usually just lurk around and hunt for that information. So Monte respecting that, clearing out the A-bomb site before they just send it. Either way, they do get that bomb planted. We aren't going to be seeing Vitality push off the back of this one. They are just going to be holding and hoping that Monte go for the hunt, but instead holding for exits, not looking to go too aggro. If they can keep all 5 players alive here, take these weapons, take a little bit of the util that they've got into the next round, they're going to be happy with it. dupreeh does get taken down by boros, though, as he does just go for just a very boros swing.
Yeah, he wanted to see if he could find it. They confirmed there's a scout at the back of the bomb site. If they didn't know already, they do now. Second round here, again, you like to see this kind of thing. You have time, you can figure out the information. There is no real need to just go for any kind of crazy B rush into a huge stack. So you still see it happens every once in a while. And there is an associated danger with going slowly, which is you can get tagged up throughout the round. But again, that's where the scout being so passive kind of comes into play. There was no real hunting for any early tags. Wouldn't be surprised if this is going to be more of this round, because you don't want to be saving the scout into the next round. So might as well try and find something with it. And they are in the middle looking for something.
Yeah, Zai were looking for that early peak, but the T-spawn smoke into window. Gonna shut that down. Crass now. Pushing under with boros, looking to be able to gain this mid control with a flash from SDY into connector as well. Spinks needs to find the header. Chris now here. Ooh, does spot him out just in time. I think an audio cue was heard, gave away the position. Now with Molly's going in to be able to clear out every angle known to man. Does give Monte more to play with here. Boros is just going to be waiting for that smoke to dissipate over towards this A-bomb site. The taps are there from Waro. How on earth is he seeing Spinks from that sort of range? Going to have to find Magic, who just goes for the swing to take him down. And now here comes the rest of the squad executing out on the bomb site. Crass now going to have to find one more. Zywoo good for a second here as well. And this is a dangerous position to be in, especially with 2 incredibly low HP players in Waro and Crass now. Both sub 10 HP. These pistols, the MP9 on Apex as well, incredibly deadly. Oh, but not if you're not looking the right way. Krasnal going to be able to tap down dupreeh, who doesn't clear out that jungle angle.
What a scary round that was for a minute there. Looked like Monte were going to throw it away, and Vitality could have been celebrating. Sabu hitting some banging shots with the scout. Quick double tag on the boros to bring him down. Then he spun around and found the play in the palace as well. Really, really sick stuff, but ultimately, it won't make the difference here. Apex looking for exits to try and make some more money with this MP9. It makes a lot of sense, and he might just be rewarded for it. I'm sure he's going to be able to get at least one of these. Noise being made on both sides. Yeah, Krasnal's going to be going down. And Waro, he's right on the other side. Apex picking up the Galil and could make the jump over to pick up the AK even. A huge round at the end of it for Apex. That's... Oh! SDY just getting there. I was going to say, if he could have saved the AK and walked away, it's still pretty good. I mean, they do a lot of damage, but it could have been much worse for Monte. Oh, it's down to the ramp. Okay, nice shot here. Still, 3-0 lead for Monte. That's okay.
But this is what we saw at the beginning of Nuke as well, right? We saw these first 2 rounds after Vitality lost the pistol. They kind of forced up to be able to do some damage. It was the Force buy moving into round number 4 that they were able to convert and then chain a number of rounds together over on that CT side. This time, it's a full bite. Krasnal going to be able to open up the round with kill onto Apex and looking to regain the complete B site control. Magic inside of mid, tons of damage, but not expecting boros. You got 3 players already in this round, sub 20 HP. dupreeh is going to get taken down with a boosted boros. He's going to be on the hunt for at least one more here as well, but Spinks taps him out of the round. The Molotov not going to force him off the angle as of yet. Oh, that's not the way you want to get taken down, Demq. As he's tapped in the side of the head with that USP from ZywOo.
Fights really breaking out all over this map. Just made it very confusing, I think, for the CT side to figure out exactly where to rotate. It was just everyone taking their own fights. Now it's real awkward, though. Monte, as you said earlier, very low on health. Combined 30 between the two of them. And the same is not true for the Vitality side. But if they get a bomb plant, maybe they could defend it with the AW and War. It's not a completely lost round, though. That's already looking a bit questionable now. Kill from Spinks. Waro trying to see if he can get punch into the digits quick enough, and he's going to be able to. We'll smoke it off. Don't even know. I mean, it might confuse them a little bit, but they're going to show up eventually. They do not have a kit that's currently on anybody, so I don't know if there's one. No, there's no dead CTs over on the side, so this could be a little bit worrisome. That AWP could actually work out for them. Molotov, though, on the side where he's not quite guessing it. Oh, there we go. I thought he was going to throw it to the Palace. Instead, towards Tetra. It's still pretty good. It means they are slowly limiting up those options for where he could be, and Cyber will find the shot. Full 10-second defuse coming in. Plenty of time for it as well. Good stuff. The use of smokes and Molotovs here at the end, really making sure that they didn't have to check too many angles for the AWP.
Yeah, cutting off the sight lines makes that incredibly difficult. I can't remember if Waro got any kills in that round, actually, so I'm sure if the AWP was revealed. Either way, they played the round to perfection. That molly was a nice respite. Wow, yeah, just spotting him at the edge as well.
Nice. Good shit.
Great round there from ZywOo. As we've just come to expect from him. Round and round again. Now he's feeling substantially warmer than what we saw in that first half. Can Magix get another 30 bomb here? I mean, it's possible. He's only got 2 to his name so far. But we're only 5 rounds deep. 28 more to find. People at home think it's going to be incredibly easy for him.
I was going to say, there was a lot of Magix fans in the chat. You could appreciate that.
Oh, for sure. The amount of experience, amount of years he's been playing. Makes sense there's a lot of fans.
Yeah. If they weren't fans already, might have got converted on the last map. They take Boros out at the start of the round here.
Rough. Really rough.
He's not had the same explosive start. It's a lot to ask for as well, but they need him. That's the problem. Monte do need him to pave the way a little bit. Demq's on 0 as well. Krasnal doing most of the work at the moment, but a lot of those kills were from the pistol round. I think 3 of them. So it is a much more flat start. In spite of the fact that they have the three-round lead here, or the 3-1 scoreline, they need more than that. ZywOo's going to find the headshot on Waro, and it's a 5 versus 3, and they're going to get slaughtered in this bomb site. No utility to block off that CT spawn or anything with. It's a very easy cleanup. I think Vitality are feeling very comfortable right now.
Yeah, for sure. I think we can kind of look at those 3 rounds and forget they exist, because it doesn't seem to have affected the mental of Monte at all. The second that they lost that 4th round in the previous, Vitality started to feel themselves once again, and there you go from ZywOo inside of mid. Doing everything he needs to. And that site defense, I mean, there you go. They're feeling themselves. 1 round away from bringing us level. And with the pistol buy on Monte, a rush towards underpass. Looking pretty likely they're going to be able to convert this one as well, Vitality.
It's a potentially a really interesting test for a player like Boros is how do you deal with, you know, the pressure of playing at this level and some players that are really used to it. And obviously we've seen many games throughout the RMR already where Boros is able to bully his way through a match, and it looks really impressive. It's really fun to watch.
It's a strong majority, right? We said in the pre-game, there's only one game that we've seen Boros drop less than 25 kills, and that remains consistent here as well.
But the problem is, what happens if you can't do that? Because the plan B can't be that, you know, you just get upset and nothing really happens. Like, there has to be something more, right? You need to be able to communicate your way out of that kind of situation and still be a benefit to the team in some sense. And yeah, I mean, you know, he's still very early on in his career, so this would be a great time to have that experience and sort of feel like, all right, I might be really, really good. I might have really impressed everyone in the RMR, but also at the same time, there's a lot to learn here. And because you probably can't bully your way through a whole major. You are going to run into a team like Vitality, and there are many of them throughout the Challenger and Legend stage. At some point, you won't be dropping, you know, 30 kills per map.
Maybe, who knows though? If they make it through Challenger and boros drops above 25 kills every single map, it might be one of the best runs from an individual player that we would have seen. SDY inside of mid, but it's not going to happen, right? It's going to be incredibly difficult for him to be able to maintain this type of momentum. And boros, this is more boros-esque, it would seem. It's sprinting out of underpass to be able to find Spinks with no util to be able to back him up. Does now plume a smoke to be able to block the sight line, but pushes straight through it to be able to find Magis. Looks for the dupreeh as well. And here you go. The vibes are flowing in the server for Monte and for boros explicitly as he finds himself 3 kills in this round. Apex with everything to find. All 5 bodies staying alive on the server for Monte.
Yeah, and that's the kind of stuff that they've been able to defend very well against in the previous round's Vitality. They've been able to trade him out of these moments, but it's all very individual, right? He gets the first one, picks up Spinks, and just pushes through the smoke, and there's no real trade kills happening here on the Vitality side. It's really impressive, and it's really aggressive, and this time it just catches them off guard. A little bit interesting. I'm sure that's a strong reminder to the Vitality side as well to make sure that that doesn't happen too much. DemQ goes down to the start of it. Don't know how there's a Molotov there. Don't think anyone knows. boros, he's ready.
He's doing it again.
Yeah, he wants to. Why not? Why wouldn't you want to do it again? Did dupreeh spot him? Yeah, I think now he definitely has. And that's awkward for boros. Now he's weirdly trapped. They actually went through the smoke in there. Cyber on the other side. Good communication. And this round is getting a little bit blown up. And you know what? This is a horrible turn of events for Monte because Vitality had no money really left. If they could win this round, there would be such a huge turnaround and they could really start to pick it up in the first half. Waro in a 1 versus 5 that he's trying to win. But the bomb is back in T-spawn.
Yeah, bomb nowhere to be seen at this current moment in time. And Waro got so many bodies to find here. dupreeh is going to be able to take him down as he tries to abuse the edge of that smoke. Tried to find the kill inside a connector and just not ready for the catwalk to be held. Great long-range fight there for Magis to be able to take down Krasnal, and God, boros gained so much ground there. If Zyru doesn't find him, and then that's a 2 versus 5, I mean, if he takes down him and goes down to a 2 versus 4 with boros and Waro in the round, very much a world in which Monte can win that one. But it's not the world we are living in. A lot of util going to be available for this T side for what looks to be a posted up A execute. Only 1 person defending right now, but rotational positions available if needed.
And SDY hiding inside as boros again, getting the opening on Magisk. It's really sick, isn't it? Up to 7 kills now after a slightly slow beginning. And SDY sneaking out of that smoke he was standing in all along. This is real interesting. Now, it looks like they're going to be leaving 1 person in the palace and rotate the rest on back through T-spawn. They still have plenty of time left. They were really good on the T side of Nuke of slowing it down and allowing Vitality to get a little bit nervous on the CT side and start to push on in. SDY, what a find. That needs to be a kill, though. Oh, no. I think he might have spotted both of them, and they might still be in trouble here at the bomb side, but this is really awkward. dupreeh trying to buy a little bit of space for himself, but SDY is already so deep in there. He makes up for the earlier failure, and now he's going to be really well defended here. Just spraying him down. Apex should be 100% dead, and he will be. boros will take down Cyber in the meantime. And it's a very critical round there coming out from the T side.
Yeah, it looks like SDY almost squandered that entire opportunity. Caught 2 of them sleeping inside of mid-window, but wasn't able to find the kills. But then was able to recover it once he executed over towards this B bomb site. Was down to 2 bullets when he went for that 3rd and final fight from someone jumping out of the window and wasn't able to hit that 1 tap. But Monte getting back into this game now, and with Vitality down onto the pistols, you can't count the young roster on the T side out of it just yet.
No, this is taking it from being kind of a dreadful start in a way because they weren't getting many kills, but now they've got the money back on their side and they have a really good crack at getting a good first half here. Probably going to be 6-4 right now, and they could probably build some more economy behind it. Vitality on the other side of things, they are going to be in struggle territory and won't be able to afford the 8, or maybe, I don't know, there's a little bit of money on side, well, maybe it's possible, but they're going to certainly be in a bad position. dupreeh and Apex are left in this round. Bomb is once again quite far away. As Monte have just taken over the entire map, it feels like.
I mean, who needs a bomb plant when you can just find the 5 kills, right?
True.
Extra little bit of money is always nice, though. So they are going to go and recover it. And, oh, they have not cleared Apex, but oh dear. Oh, dear, Apex. That's a
little bit funny, though.
Yeah, that's one to forget.
It happens.
It does.
Even to the best of us.
It's like, he jiggles left, I shoot right. He jiggles right, I shoot left. It's like, oh, God, we've all been in that position before. Just rare to see Apex do it. Either way, doesn't matter. The round was already over and done with. And now we're going to be seeing the buy. And, well, your maths is fantastic, Anders, because it is going to be a glass cannon AWP from ZywOo.
Just barely. That's... I mean, it's probably worth it, though. A little bit of an attempted flick. Got to be careful about sticking around, though, again, when you don't have any of the armor, any nades to land in here, or any bullets to the face, and you're going to be in trouble. Down in the underpass, though, dupreeh, he's going to be able to get the one, but boros is swiftly on his tail. Could they grenade him out of here? They've already done a little bit of damage. You can see Spinks is really hungry to try and pick it up, and boros, relentlessly aggressive through the window, through the smoke, looking to take the fight here, and he almost has it against ZywOo. He just wants to keep going. Finally going to be found. The aggression will be put down, and now it's a 3-on-4. Aurora walking into the middle, but Spinks is going to be able to take care of him, no problem.
Yeah, this was looking like a really nice setup round for Monte, but just not able to convert it. They do begin recovering it, though, bringing Apex down to 22 HP with the bomb now. Kind of stuck on an island over towards short. Oh, Demq. Lucky to still be in the round as ZywOo does find him on that second swing. The glass cannon doing incredibly well to be able to find two incredibly influential players. Boros to begin with. It looks like Boros kind of... He knew it was ZywOo he was fighting after, of course, the AWP getting shot. Seemed to panic slightly. A little bit of a whiffed utility as he tried to swing on through.
I think it is the philosophy of just double, triple, quadrupling down on the aggression, because a lot of players will not expect it. They don't think, okay, he's been spotted in the window. Maybe he'll try and crawl through that hole in the CT spawn. Maybe he will keep facing me even though I'm holding this angle with an AWP. I mean, not a lot has to go wrong there for him to really sneak through. Molotov was a little bit funny, but yeah, just the relentless aggression. It can be very, very efficient. I think it does have an expiration date on it because, again, I think the more boros experiences playing against top-level players, the more they will also gain an appreciation for how he plays, and that aggression will be harder and harder to do. But we'll see.
We're already seeing it across the entire RMR. Teams adapting to this kind of what we're dubbing tier 1.5 to tier 2 playstyle. Speaking about that, Demq, he's looking to be able to swing onto a couple of players who have pushed deep into enemy territory. But they do begin falling back as ZywOo whips that opening shot. Only a brief moment where he was able to spot an opponent, though. We'll let him off. Still going to be in a good spot, though. A lot of util committed inside the mid with Boros. Oh, no one has any... Oh, no, he spots the gun barrel, though, Spinks. Going to be able to take down Boros early once again. That bench position worked against him twice now.
And he just got out of there. Wasn't far off of SDY, able to just steal that kill away, but not going to be the case. 4-on-5 with Demq almost dead already. Both Warrior and Crastal's taking a little bit of grenade damage, and just enough that those M4s or even the FAMAS become kind of dangerous for the one-shot headshot, so you want to be really scared of that. And nobody is really attacking the A bomb side at the moment. It's going to be down to this double setup at B, but I think they should be okay with it. They've already got the boost up. I think dupreeh's been boosted up into that box inside of the bomb site, and Apex is jumping for it. It's really hard to check when you are low on time, that exact position. And oh, the nade in there. They're going to walk right into it. That's devastating. That is a massive grenade doing well over 100 damage spread across 4 players. There should be no... Yeah, they might as well walk away. I think walking into that is basically asking to lose every single rifle.
Yeah, that's perfect timing from Apex. Incredibly rough for Monte. I mean, you already had low HP players, but then just getting a nade chucked out. Is that another one? Oh, it's a flash. Oh, God, it made Waro panic, though. It made us panic as well. Could have been another HE to be able to take him down, but looks like he is going to be safe for it. dupreeh has the money to be able to push through this one. He's just going to be bouncing around to see if anyone's hiding inside the smoke. Not to be the case, though. And 3 players do indeed survive. Look at this nade. All 4 stacked, and oh, Demq.
Oh, my G. You will be so proud.
Oh, God. Apex and Vitality, they're having the time of their lives here. They know, of course, there's a lot on the line, but being able to just be yourself and enjoy yourself while in the server, It's good. It's a good mental tab.
Impossible not to love Apex. It really is.
Very true. Very true.
Well, we got a couple of AKs, 3 of them, in fact, an AWP as well on Aurora. They're going to try and put some speed behind this one. Crasto, he can't get the opening he wanted. DemQ goes down. Next is FORZE is a huge stopping force. This Magus will pick up 2 kills and make it a 3 versus 4. And Spinks, he's been very good at catching boros in the middle. What a great matchup as well. Spinks versus boros to try and fight for that connector position. But the fact that Spinks is coming out ahead is a massive problem. I have no doubt that for a lot of it here, the game plan really is to send boros to connector to just murder the entire other team. But Spinks is holding it.
It worked a number of rounds in a row, and we've seen this kind of smoke setup that they've been attempting to abuse. Kind of pop one over towards the entrance on the A-bomb site, and then one a little bit closer where we see Zywu standing right now, just so he can sneak on through. But they've been able to adapt to this super aggressive positioning from boros, not only on this map, but also over on Nuke as well. Don't want to say they have his number, but he certainly hasn't been performing to the level that we would expect. Util now going to be committed very heavily over towards this B bomb site. Oh my god, dupreeh! He finds 3 with Util only. I don't even think he chips people down with the rifles. It's the mollies and the nades, and Zywu finding 1 more. Waro with the bomb on his back. It's just going to rotate back towards that T-spawn, see if the engine's still running in the truck that they came here in to get out of the site, but not to be the case. It's an 8th round once again for Vitality. They take the lead in the first half for the second map in a row. And now we're running out of rounds here. They need to start mounting this comeback, do Monte.
Man, it's not that long ago that they had such a prime opportunity on the Monte side to kill the economy of Vitality. They really could have done it. They could have bounced up to probably 6-7 rounds in the first half already. They are at 6, but Vitality's economy is looking a lot better now. We're in the 15th rounds. Think about whatever they want, and Monte need more. Even if it's their map pick, whatever they can get here, 7th, will make a huge difference for them, I have no doubt. They might have done enough to getting the 6 rounds, so it's not like it is a disaster. But we've already seen how strong Vitality can be once they start to feel a little bit of momentum going their way. SDY, he's down at the start of the round, and boros, for once, is looking a bit hesitant at the top of mid. It's a rare sight to behold, because normally he will fight anyone, anywhere. And they are going to be looking for him, actually. Spinks, just making his way back now. DemQ going to be going down. And it's a 5 versus 3.
Spinks a lot to find here. Knows that there's at least 1 more player inside of underpass as he takes a couple of tags from Waro 2K. And oh, okay, that mid fight a little bit laboured from both boros and dupreeh. Neither of them holding, but just through the smoke. Going to be able to find him on the trade though. Now just Waro in a 1 versus 4. In the final round of the half, it's not looking particularly likely that we're going to see a 7th round here for Monte. The 6th is all they're going to be able to find on the T side. It's a good start. The real question is, are they going to be able to convert any more on that CT side? They've got a 100% conversion rate on the pistol round so far in this series, and they're going to need to find 1 more as they move on to the CT side. It's a 9th round on the board for Vitality. We're going to chuck it to a short break, and when we are back, we're going to see, are they going to be able to take this series 2-0, cement themselves as legends in the final CSGO major, or can Monte come back? Join us after this.
So I just immediately like...
We saw some recruit.
He started talking trash a bit about Copenhagen Flames. And
Oh, no way. Hey, I'm gonna catch one.
It's time for the Gauntlet Challenge.
What is the Gauntlet?
No. It's the f***ing goal!
No way, this is last place. It went really badly.
I wouldn't say it's good, because I would say it was great.
Let's go, baby!
It's now time for dupreeh to show us how much grit he's got. Will he bring Vitality to this challenge? Will his movement be good enough? Or will the new map take the spring right out of his step? It's time to start the Gauntlet.
Ooh, interesting. All right, let's get this show on the road. Ah! So this is another long jump thing. Oh, I jumped too. No, that's very nice. Oh, surf. Oi, no. Oh, yeah, I made it. Oh. Easy Katka. Hello? Hello! It's bugged. Hello! I swear, you need to take at least 3 seconds off the time on that one. Ah! Ah! Oh my god, what did I just do? I'm literally too slow. Oh, that was close. No! Ah! Ah! I made it, don't worry about it. Oh! Oh! No! Yes! Woo! Can we call S-Attack and get him in here, please? Movement King, A-Core, maybe Alexi B, something like that. I'm pretty old, so movement is not my key thing. But I excelled in the shooting part, so I think that's fine. I think that was okay.
dupreeh, everyone. Well done. I was watching from the sidelines. Let me shake your hand again. First one, the bravest to set a time on the Gauntlet Challenge. How did you feel about your tries?
Started out decent, turned into horrendous, ended up fairly fair.
Like any good career, right?
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much, yes.
All right, let's make it official. Let's pull in the leaderboard. Assistant? Beautiful. Let's go ahead and reveal your time as the first official contestant of the Gauntlet. That's right, they finally gave me my own show. Watch the Launder Show exclusively on Blast TV.
Let's go, baby!
And as always, it's been a blast.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It is the second half, second map, and as you can tell, it wasn't alone that Cyber was slumbering for. There's been a different performance once again, over 100 ADR on him, and in spite of, I think, a fairly even scoreline, 9-6 here, it still feels like Vitality are looking rock solid at the moment. I'm really worried for Monte, even if 6 rounds is normally, I think, enough really on the T side. It just looks like there isn't a lot of flaws right now in the Vitality game plan.
Yeah, it's all well and good getting those 6 rounds, but once Vitality start kind of rocking and rolling and don't really stop, and that's what we're looking to see over towards this B-bomb site as well. This is a big commitment from them on this pistol round. It's only SDY to defend them early on.
Yeah, boros is nowhere in sight, at least not yet. He's trying to rotate in through the market, but they need to get here before he does. boros shows up as well to try and land a shot. It's pretty good. He's going to get the one, a little bit slow to get the headshots here. But now boros is finally inside of the smoke, just hiding for it. And they're going to catch a couple of kills. boros, he's waited. His teammates have fought without him because he's been hiding in here. This had better be good. It's just the one shot, and it is beautiful, but that's not going to cut it. He could have fought with his team. Instead, he wanted to go really big on that one. Demq is going to go down. Make us to find the last one. And the pistol round goes the way of Vitality.
First one that Vitality have won in this series, and what an important one it is to find as well. We needed to see Monte pick this one up to be able to grab themselves that 7th round and avoid Vitality moving into double digits. Now they're just 6 rounds away from closing out this series. God, being able to shut down boros like that is a little bit uncharacteristic.
It's a very tricky scenario because they had 3 CTs at the B-bomb side. I would say either everyone fights or nobody fights.
Yep.
So you have to make a choice, and it has to be a decisive, a commanding call coming out from the CTs. You need some leadership there because this way, 2 of them were fighting and boros was hiding inside of the smoke, and that doesn't really work so well. It's obviously very different if there's only 10 seconds in the round or something. You can stop the guy planting the bomb, but that was not going to be the issue at all here for the Vitality team.
Really nice attempt there from Moro to be able to open up the round. Tags Magic's down to 10 HP. But no more scout in the round as he gets tapped out. The Deagle coming on through from Krasnal, down to 1 HP. Demq picking up 1 onto Magix as well as they begin their aggression over towards this B bomb site. Rifles across the board with the exception of Apex, who actually going to be the one in the back line. Spink's going to be able to pick up this kill. And now DemQQ and Boros, separate angles. Deagle going to connect, but not on the second this time round. DemQQ, only 5 kills to his name. Another slow start from him, and he's not going to be able to connect on the spam on the MAC-10 player.
I'd actually love a replay of the second boros attempt there. It looked like the bullet whiffed right past his head. If you would have had the headshot, could have been a really interesting round. It's close, and a good reminder, I think, for Vitality of what they're up against. But they're happy to win these rounds.
No
starting
slouches.
second half with.
No slouches from Monte at all.
No.
These guys will remain competitive in these rounds. even when the odds are stacked against them.
Seems almost hilarious that it's Spinks to get that kill on Boros as well. Those two have really been having an interesting fight going out throughout Mirage. And Spinks, I think, has been coming out way on top at the moment.
Yes, indeed. Inside a mid, though, it's SDY to come out on top with the backup there from Krasnal to be able to take down Magisk and recover that Mach 10. Opens up some more opportunities towards this B bomb site, but with that aggression inside of mid, they completely neglect both bomb sites. And the round is looking like it's almost over and done with off the back of this pistol round. Apex, does get tapped down to 10 HP. It's going to be a consolation kill here because they haven't forced up into this one. He gets absolutely slammed into the wall off the back of the P250. CSGO ragdoll physics are amazing.
You almost wish there was a way to turn on exaggerated physics for them,
so
just make it even more crazy.
Increase gravity or something.
Yeah, just something like make them fly around even more. It does make it a little bit more funny. Did Apex from the start of it have just the Glock?
I think so, yeah, because Zywoo only had the Deeg in this round as well. So it looks like, yeah, they're just bolstering up the economy because you see that Apex on 7K.
Yeah.
You've got Zywoo on the 5K as well. It's just kind of building up here on the T side. I'm unsure if this is something that Vitality have done commonly. From your experience, have you seen anything like this before?
No, I feel like people usually pick up, the Mach 10s or something.
Yeah,
they run around with a little bit. I mean, it's an interesting choice. If you think they're not going to have anything, then even if you die, it's not a big loss. You lose the armor and maybe a grenade or something.
That's it.
It kind of does make sense. I could see a risk with it as well, but they weren't punished for it this time. 12-6. And the truth is, if Vitality win this round, they're going to be almost walking away with the victory cleanly here. See, 12-1 odds are going on there. That's probably not crazy at the moment if you're talking about the whole series. They simply have to win this round. They do have the AWP. They have 2 kits as well and some grenades to play around with. Not that many on the CT side, with there being still 1 minute and 17 seconds on the clock.
That's where the issues start coming in, isn't it? We've had this conversation plenty of times. If your CT side is using all of their util before you've really seen anybody, you're gonna struggle in the retake, in the post plant, in the stopping of that full execute. Just a single molly can be all that you need, and if you've used it already to stop an early push, it's not going to work out in your favor. Aurora, though, doesn't need to use any form of util to be able to find that kill onto dupreeh. He's blinded, still finds it. Demq on the close angle picks up Apex as well. Now we see this additional presence from Spinks inside of mid, but he pumps the brakes. 35 seconds on the clock. We need to see a commitment here from Vitality, and I'm not too sure where it's going. With the post up here towards Palace, are they saving? Yeah, they're just saving it.
With 30 seconds left, they're definitely saving it. I'm really interested. If there were any flashbangs thrown there from the T side, they certainly did connect with any of the 2 players that were holding that position.
It's only Waro.
Yeah, and that's not going to be quite. I mean, he's really deep in CT spawn, so even if you flash him, he's going to be unflashed pretty quickly, right? It's hard. You can't land a flashbang that deep. Wow. Yeah, that was kind of a flat round. They wait around for a long time, and when they go for it, they send 2 people out of the ramp with limited utility. They did have a smoke wall going up towards jungle and connector, so I'm sure if they would have got the kill, they could have kept hugging that right-hand side and kind of dodged the AWP at CT spawn a little bit, but it never really got to that.
No, we didn't see Spinks find anything inside of mid as well, and it kind of felt like he was the next component that they were missing. Like, if they were able to find at least 1 more kill over towards that A bomb site, then he can just push up into connector. He's forced the rotation through and made them play a different angle. Instead, not to be the case, and Zywoo, he simply does not miss them, does he? Taking down Boros once again. The main fragger on the sidelines before the round's even started. This is great from Apex as well, with a spam out onto the bomb site to be able to take down Waro. Now there is a 2-man advantage.
Boros was lured into that kill as well, because the spam through the smoke, he reads that as an opportunity to maybe push when they're reloading. Good shot for Magisk. I expect nothing less of that range. Demq here. Oh, he dug down, but Magisk is on fire right now. A huge double leaves Krasnal on the other side, just to try and save the gun, but they're already on him. They already know where he is. They're going to be hunting for him. Why wouldn't they? They know that Monte don't really have the economy. I mean, they have a little bit more than the previous round because they did win that one, but they're not out of the woods yet. It will definitely be a 13-7 scoreline, and every single rifle here, or the one that they have, is going to make a big difference. So that's rough.
Yeah, it really is, Chris. Now, if he can find a kill here, recover an AK, it's going to be a hard fight against Spinks. We know how clean he's been across this entire game, and oh my goodness. Bit of a sitter miss there from Spinks. Stares at Grass now for a few moments, but the job is done at the end of the day. Taking that M4 out of the round, out of the next round as well, ensures that more money has to be expended on that CT side. They're going to have to hope and pray they can take out a small loan. Yeah, fair enough. I mean, that just kind of sums up you being killed by ZywOo, right? It's like, yeah, it's fair enough. Like, I probably shouldn't have been killed there by most AWPers, but this one will do it to me.
Yeah, not a fun experience to be on the other side of. He still has been playing pretty well. I mean, he's up to 12 kills. It's not like he's bombing out of the game. It's just not the takeover performance that it feels like they need right now, because on the other side, I mean, ZywOo and Spinks as a duo are playing really well at the moment, and that's something that they can't really contend with. 6-round gap here between the two teams. And the 21st round, Apex, I don't know if he saw anything there. He definitely hears that now. DemQ with a wild jump out. They're going to be able to trade at the very least, but that's probably not worth it.
No, I don't know if I even respect that swing there from DemQ. I mean, it was information gaining to be sure, but the MP9 on this map can be insane if you play the correct angles. Jumping round corners and as a full HP player basically working as that kind of recon drone to hunt round is not what you need. Sure, the trade is there, but I'd much rather have those two players just defending the A bomb site and have it as a 5v5.
Oh. Dear, Megas, he was not looking for that at all, but manages to pick up the kill anyway. He's worried that there might be more of a push coming. He reads that and maybe like a consolidated push from the CT side. They're all at the bomb site. They got 3 people here, but Space just doesn't care. He's going to open it up anyway, and now it's all on boros, burning inside of the bomb site. And there's no reason why they have to fight him. I mean, they might as well leave him alone. I think ZywOo's now figured out that he's rotated on back. They still have time. If they wanted to go for underpass, they could, but they're going to go straight for it. With the smoke already up, they're going to get the bomb planted to the B bomb site, and boros should absolutely be dead here.
Yeah, ZywOo can hear all of these audio cues as well, and boros is none the wiser that ZywOo's on the site. Yeah, going to be covered by the triple box stack as well, and it's a 14th round now for Vitality.
Yeah, things are looking hot right now, and that's probably all the money gone here. Even with the round loss bonus, I think they're going to be in trouble on the CT side. This is sick. Spinks actually walks into a triple stack and just blows it up. Obviously, one of them is low from earlier, but still, that is really impressive. Yeah, look at this.
God, look at the kill split between the two teams.
Yeah, they're not even close enough, are they? 4 FAMAS, 1 auto shotgun being picked up.
I'm here for this, SDY. Okay. I'm liking your work right now. This is going to be stacked up inside of apps, and I mean, you can know why, right? This tight angle, if someone swings you, the amount of damage they're going to be able to do, but it's not going to work out in his favor. They're going to be gaining that complete mid-control as Vitality are on the hunt for that 15th round match and series point off the back of this one. And while it initially did not look like B, I thought there was going to be a world that the XM10 could find an opening, but it's not to be the case. If it's not broke, don't fix it. Keep going towards that A bomb site. Vitality seem to have this execute down to a T.
If boros can summon up one of his crazy rounds with a
boros
FAMAS
round,
now would be the time to do it, because you don't have any more runway. This is pretty much it. You have to win this round, or Vitality will walk away right into the legend stage. DemQ gonna get the 1 kill there, but instant return. boros not able to roll that into any more kills. 4 versus 3 now. boros out of the shot at the spot, but they're gonna be checking this. The Molotov just there to make sure there's no one opening at the corner.
No.
Megas, he's getting rid of them at range with the AK. 2 beautiful headshots, and the auto shotgun is not going to be a useful weapon in this scenario. It'll be 15 rounds on the side of Vitality here to the 7 of Monte, and again, they use all of their money in this round.
Yeah, There's going to be no buy whatsoever coming into this one. Vitality, they're looking to punch their ticket to the Legend stage off the back of this following round. Look at the econ from the T side. Even though ZywOo got taken down before win bonus 4K, Apex has the second least next to Spinks, but they're still alive in the round. They don't really have to recommit here. SDY might be able to get one XM 10 kill if they swing in correctly, but he's flashed off. Oh, I thought he was going to be able to save it. And well, the look on their faces, honestly, they don't look too dejected here. I think it's kind of set in. We're going up against Vitality in this one. That first map was our opportunity, and we unfortunately squandered it with an amazing comeback from the current T side. We're 15th round on the board. Vitality looking to close this one out.
I have no doubt that this is probably a little bit of a sour feeling for Monte, but I actually think if you zoom out just a little bit, this is a really good time to have this experience. They're such a young team. Obviously, SDY has a lot of experience at the top level, but the rest of them don't know what it feels like necessarily yet to have this kind of run-in and just get stopped. boros is going to get shot down at the start of the round. I think having it now, before you even get to the major, could really help them prep for it and sort of be more ready for it. So I'm not too sad for Monte, but yeah, this is a world-class performance coming out from Vitality at the moment. 4-on-4 in what could be the last round. One more kill goes to Vitality, and everything is going to be open. Apex is good with the spray, going to be taking down SDY, and it's a 4 versus 3, and they're just going to keep on going. Apex is feeling confident right now, and they're collapsing from the middle as well. dupreeh on the one side, Meg is gone the other. They line up for him nearly. Krasnal actually does get one, but he's still on his own. 1 versus 2 here.
He's looking for this one to be able to keep their tournament lifeline alive, but it's not to be the case. Vitality, you can see what it means to them to make it to the Legend stage. They're ecstatic with that performance. They look lost in that first map of Nuke, especially after we saw those 9 rounds back to back to back to back from Monte. But being able to bounce back off of something like that, secure your map pick, then take it to your opponents as well and put up a stellar performance, that is the making of a fantastic team.
Yeah, very, very well done. Good to see them summon the kind of strength. We've been banging on those tier 1 teams for a while throughout the RMR, kind of saying, well, they're not ready to play against the tier 2. Vitality now proving they absolutely are, and that's nice. You want to see that. Really, really incredible stuff. Of course, dupreeh, the only player to have ever made it to all the majors, now back in a Legend seat. I mean, it doesn't really get any better than this. And I think for Monte, again, if you just take a little bit of a zoom out, they're probably going to be able to use this experience a lot. And if they have to play their way through the challenger stage, I think they're going to be very dangerous down there too. So I think actually in sum total, it's probably not that bad for them.
Yeah, I think they're going to be happy either way. I mean, Monte are at the major. I don't think they came into this one. I mean, sure, you got to have that level of confidence, but honestly, there's something deep down in you. It's like the teams we're going up against. It's going to be an incredibly hard-fought battle for us to be able to make it that far. And then inside of the regular play, let's say, inside of standard RMR, they're able to make it to the major no matter what. And then all they had to do is just kind of get it over the line to be able to see, cool, are we Legends or Challengers? Who really cares? You're there. And it gives them that opportunity to be a little bit warmer. We've kind of alluded to the Challenger buff. We've seen these Challenger teams kind of come out and upset some opponents from time to time, especially when they bump up to the Legend stage. Let's see how ZywOo's feeling off the back of that one now that he is a major Legend.
ZywOo, a good win for you guys, and you confirm your spot in Legends. That's got to be a good feeling.
Yeah, amazing feeling right now because we didn't ask this thing actually, because when we come to the major, for us it was just for qualifying for Paris, but right now we are in Legend stage, so yeah, perfect feeling right now. We are fucking happy. Yeah.
Awesome to hear. This was an interesting game, especially on Nuke. That second half started really slow, then you came back. How does that end up going down?
Actually, we have good T-side. I feel like we play good together, also individually and as a team, but City side were like more... We make more mistakes than the enemy, so we are between. We try to push, we try to play safe, but we are between our play style. That's why we are behind 9-0 after that. But after, yeah, we just have a good focus. We call the tactical pause, and we just focus on our game, what they were doing, and that's it. We just focus on what we can do for the win.
And how did it feel playing against Monte? Do you think they're a team that could do some damage at the major?
Yeah, of course. I mean, they're a really good team. They have individually, they're really good.
They can beat some team, yeah, of course. They can surprise everyone in this tournament because this is major, you have more pressure, so definitely they can surprise, yeah.
Focusing on you guys, in previous majors, you guys have maybe had a really hard time in the challenger stage. Now you get to skip that. Do you think that helps your chances heading into the major?
It's hard to say because, you know, major, it's always tough to play with the pressure and this, yeah. I don't know yet because, of course, it's tough to play challenger stage and legends, so we're just gonna focus. Of course, we're gonna prepare, we're gonna have a small boot camp, and we're gonna see now. Yeah, we're gonna see.
Finally, what do you want to say to all the Vitality fans?
I want to say thank you for everyone. Let's hope God is gonna be there in Paris, and of course we have huge fans behind us, and thank you everyone.
Thank you, can't wait to see you there.
Awesome.
You wouldn't think someone who is the best in the world would be that down to earth, right? ZywOo respecting his opponents time and time again, coming into that interview and just saying, yeah, these guys are going to be able to upset some people, but not them today. Being able to have that mental fortitude to reset off that first map, incredibly important to have, and then continue the momentum into the second. And Mirage Anders, they looked incredibly strong. That's now 2 best of 3s back to back. They've been able to 2-0 their opponents. First it was G2, now it's Monte.
Yeah, there's quite a disconnect really between the out of game, just very friendly, very nice guy ZywOo, and the in-game absolute demon that he is, taking over everything. It's really sick. It's a fun mismatch there, but they look so strong right now, and that's obviously very, very encouraging with Magus, with Spinks right there. dupreeh, I think, has had progressively like a better and better run through the RMR. It's really nice to see again. He's in a league literally of his own right now. So that's got to be great for the team as a whole.
Absolutely. Well, it wasn't just one team in the server, they were 2, and we were able to sit down and chat to SDY just a few moments ago to get the vibes out of the Monte camp.
SDY, a loss here, but still at the major. Obviously, you never like to lose, but I guess this is a loss you can be okay with.
Yeah, you can't win them all, you know, whatever, we qualified. That's the most important for us.
Definitely the most important. I want to talk about Nuke because that second half, you guys started so strong, then suddenly Vitality came back. How did that feel from your perspective?
Overall, Nuke feel very easy, like the whole map, but we kind of choked, to be fair. Like small mistakes, unfortunate moves, and that's it. Like young team, we still need time, experience, and we will be better next time.
Out of the players on your team, I know a lot of your teammates have said you're bringing the level-headedness and the experience. Would you say that that's true? Because it seems like these guys are still just playing great under a lot of pressure.
Yeah, I hope so, that I'm helping them with my words, like with everything I try to do for them, and they're thankful, I'm thankful, so we good team, you know.
Everyone's happy, always good to hear. And now, how do Monte prepare for the major? Obviously a massive opportunity for you guys. I asked ZywOo earlier, he thinks you can definitely do some damage there, so how are you going to prepare?
We will have a few days off, and then we will go to bootcamp to prepare for the major and do our best. We will fix a bit our map pool as well, because we still have weakness, and that's it basically.
Cool, and are you going to keep telling boros to hold W?
Yes, that's our main strategy everywhere, on every map basically. W, boros, let's go.
W, boros. Final thing, do you want to say anything to the fans? Yesterday, boros was trying to get followers on Twitter. You know, maybe you could do the same?
Yeah, follow everybody from my team, guys. And thank you for support, Monte. Thank you for support, Ukraine. Thank you.
Thank you.
W boros, let's go! I'm in on that. I'm definitely ready for the challenger stage. With that in mind, that's fantastic. The main strategy. Here we are. Vitality, they're going to move to the Legends spot. Monte, they're going to be in the Challengers to battle it out down there. And no doubt it's going to be wild in the Challenger stage. I think none of these teams really are going to be walkover teams. Could be some real surprises happening down there.
Oh, it's going to be an exciting one, isn't it? Major season, major fever, whatever you want to call it. It's always a fun time to be a CS fan. And when you got these teams inside of Challengers, OG, Mouse, Apex, NIP, FORZE, G2 and ENCE, just to round out a few of them, and not take anything away from the other teams who qualified from Asia and over in the Americas as well. This is going to be a hell of a send-off to Counter-Strike Global Offensive. I simply can't wait. Legends now. The teams who have solidified themselves as the legends from the RMRs, Heroic, Na'Vi, Furia, Fnatic, BNE, Into the Breach, 9, and now Vitality to round us out. the final 8 spots there being looking to grabbed by those top 8 challenger teams.
Yeah, the truth is, at this point in time, only one more team can make it to the major, and the game is happening right here. One of these 2 teams will phase up against FaZe, and we still don't know yet. Cloud9, their upper map. This you need to go and follow. This is where the heartbreak is going to be, and the celebrations too. There's a lot of emotions that are going to be happening over there. Don't miss this one. You'll regret it for a long time. This is where it gets really real for everybody.
Yeah, we're going to head to the green room straight after this one and just kind of pump the noise up as much as we can. Sit down and enjoy the next 2 BO3s. It's going to be an absolutely fantastic remainder of the day to be able to round out the RMRs. And well, let's have a look at the predictions coming in to the LCQ and then the last chance kind of brackets. It's not gone too well for me or Jackie, as a matter of fact, though yourself, Fanders, correctly predicted Vitality going through.
Yeah, but there's still time to get some right here. We don't know about the first one, obviously, and the last one is still going to be, you know, a potential. I wonder if anyone's going to pick against FaZe. That's going to be a curious one, but, you know, it could depend on this one. Yeah, schedule's already finished here. This one, the first one is live, and then later on, that one is going to be, you know, set your alarms if you need to.
I mean, there's a world in which it is just the Pro League final once again, right? Just kind of displaying in front of us. Well, we're going to be chucking it over now, closing out the stream. Thank you very much for joining us here on the B stream. The RMRs are done and dusted for us, but there's still games to be played. One more spot for the major to be found. Will it be big? Will it be Cloud9? Will it be FaZe? Who knows? From myself, Cody Cast, from Anders as well, thank you for joining us. Have a lovely rest of your day. We'll catch you later. Peace.